Hello and welcome to Megazord Radio, the weekly show where we cover Power Rangers episodes and rank them comparatively to one another.
Is that
Also,
it?
this,
Introduce
yeah,
myself
that's
now?
all I'm doing.
I thought you were
all
going to
I'm
say
doing.
I'm Crow and this is Riely. I was waiting for it.
I was waiting on you. I was gonna let you.
Oh,
do
you
yours
thought I
first,
was
since
going
you
to
come
take
first.
over and then
I
okay.
was
I'm
gonna let
Riely.
you
This
say
is
your
Crow
name.
Royalty.
I'm the Gaylord.
And we're here to talk about Power Rangers. Now, everybody, here's the thing, right?
Once and always dropped this week.
Yeah, Once and Always did drop this week. So here's the thing, right? I was going to come in this podcast before I even thought, because first of all, I thought Crow wasn't going to watch it today because I don't think he planned to originally, but then he did.
I didn't, but then I saw a weird clip and I was like, wait, why the fuck is Minotaur here?
So I was not expecting to talk about it tonight. So I was going to come in and be like, listen, the last podcast, too long, 2.5 hours maximum. But now we do have a whole special
movie. We do have a whole movie to watch.
Of course, we're going to talk about. I'm not recapping it. We're going to save that for either after Mighty Morphin or after Dino Fury. That is an argument that me and Crow will revisit at a later time.
It should be after Mighty Morphin. If you agree with me, comment on or put this in the comments.
If anybody listens
be
to
at the end of Mighty Morphin.
Do you think we should do this? This also concerns Power Rangers 2017. Crow has similar feelings.
Yes, I do.
Them chronologically or after Mighty Morphin? Should we do Power Rangers 2017 after Dino Charge and Power Rangers Once and Always after Dino Fury, or should we do them both after Mighty Morphin? Let us know.
We should do them both after Mighty Morphin, and if you agree with me, put it in the comments because I'm physically right.
But anyway, so Once and Always came out. We're gonna have a casual review conversation, like an issue crew movie reviews. I thought Crow was gonna watch it later, so I was gonna actually invite him to do that. But
I probably would have, but then I got really confused about a monster, and I'm like, wait, I need to watch this. Why is this guy here?
So we're just gonna review it now. I'm gonna put in the thumbnail and in the description that this has a Once and Always review. There will be a timestamp. I'll put in the effort. I'll get the timestamp so that people can skip all the Once and Always spoilers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick 10 count. I'm gonna do a 10-9. I'm gonna count down. And then after that one, if you haven't skipped to the timestamp, then you're bones. I'm giving you fair warning.
Also, we're gonna alternate numbers every time.
No, we're not. Shut up.
So he says 10, I say 9.
Okay, fine. If you really want to do that, so that's such a hilarious bit to use. Sure,
no, it's really not. The bit was that we weren't actually gonna do it.
Okay, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
You sound like Freddy off of
1.
iCarly.
Gone good. Single dad Zach Taylor is the best Power Ranger to ever exist on the planet Earth. I love him so much.
Okay, yeah, I agree entirely. That is perfection in and of itself. But we also gotta talk about the best character in this movie.
Yeah, let's talk for a minute about the only character in this movie that we met for the first time in this movie, Min Kwan, the daughter of Trini Kwan.
Okay, this may be my favorite Power Rangers introduction, period, and this is beyond just saying that it is a special.
But I have a special place in my heart for the introduction of Rose Ortiz from Operation Overdrive, but that might just be for my own.
That's just because
my own selfish reasons.
That's just because you're a simp.
What's funny is she's not even the one I simp for. I have a real
simp. Episode 1 Overdrive Rose.
Yes, I have a real human crush on Ronnie Robinson from Power Rangers, the fictional character. But in episode 1 in particular, they decided
this is just a conversation about Overdrive.
We're gonna introduce Rose, and we're just gonna make her literally a schoolgirl from a porn. They literally just they put her in fishnets and combat boots and pigtails and shit.
This is spoilers for more than just Once and Always at this point. This is spoilers for literally everything.
Everybody skip the timestamp, okay? We're talking about Once and Always. We're gonna talk about everything Power Rangers probably because there's a bunch of Easter eggs and shit. There's a spoiler tag for a reason. So if people are watching Power Rangers along with this, then I guess
you shouldn't be. Honestly,
I'm sorry that I said that there's a girl in combat boots and fishnets in Overdrive. I've given you something to look forward to.
Yeah, honestly, because that is one of the best things to look forward to at Overdrive. One of the only good things to look forward to.
Season, Crow. I don't know what
you're talking about.
Yeah, me and Crow are gonna fight a lot when we get to Overdrive because I love Overdrive and Crow.
I hate it. Now, you will also hear this. We both hate Lost Galaxy.
We do
So
both
if
hate
you like,
Lost Galaxy, so I know there's people out there. Lost Galaxy is a popular season, so I know people are gonna come at us. But you're wrong. You're
we both
incorrect.
hate Lost
Lost
Galaxy. We can
Galaxy
agree that
sucks.
it is just overall bad.
Anyway, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
So Min is this is a very actually a great character introduction. Like she is a teenager with capital A, capital everything, as you said, attitude.
Exactly. It is capital ATTITUDE.
And
Attitude.
she's not like insufferable. She's a perfect balance. Cause like
she's not Kimberly from
when you have a
season
shitty
or from
team,
episode 1.
No. Kimberly from episode 1 is great. You hold your tongue.
No, she's not.
But, like you could. It's when you have a shitty teen, you can do it good, and they did do it good, or you could do it bad, where they're just completely insufferable. And they did not do that this time. Min is very good. She balances being like a regular person with being an emotional teen very well. She's a very good actress. What is her name?
I don't know off the top of my head. We just looked at it.
Well, you have the power of Google.com, and I don't have the convenience of a power.
I'm looking. If my phone will load. I'm glad I know how to spell her name. She is played by Charlie Kirsch. I hope I said that right.
Who is this? Is she in anything else? Is she New Zealish? Click on the article. I want to know.
I'm trying to see.
If she is New Zealish, then she was flawless with the accent hiding.
Very much. No, she is a Vietnamese American actress.
Well, yeah, she's Vietnam. I know her heritage, but is she like
no? She is Vietnamese American.
Oh, Vietnamese American. Okay, so she is.
That was what I literally just said. I was like,
my brain. Put that in there. You said Vietnamese American, and my brain was immediately like, oh, like African American. We're just kind of saying that.
No, she's Vietnamese American. She's also a singer, a dancer, and a martial artist. And oh my god, the martial arts that she does.
Man, this chick fucking got it going on. Did you say she was younger than you?
Yeah, she is 2006. Shit. She is a 2006 child.
God, that means she's like 16?
17.
17, wow.
I'm 18, but she is 17 currently. And she holy shit.
What?
Okay, I'm just gonna read off her fucking biography real quick.
Okay.
Including this bit first from the personal life aspect of the Ranger Wiki. She is a 3rd degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Yes.
And you wonder why I was gushing about her martial arts in this movie.
God,
and why I brought up the fucking Kali sticks that she is using. No wonder you know how to use those.
You did make us pause the film.
I did, and I was like, oh. Because that is the first time.
Real quick, I was gonna have this talk with you before the podcast, but I guess I have to have it now because I forgot and it just came up. Crow, I know you have to interrupt me. I was a little too mean about it last time. It is literally required for the show to function. However, please wait until the end of a given sentence. That's all I ask. You keep interrupting me in the middle of sentences, and it's not cool.
I apologize. But the martial arts thing is just... the autism in my brain says happy.
We have to talk about these sticks. They're so important.
They're so fucking okay. So I'm gonna bring up something from last week or from the week before when we did the last episode. So
yeah,
Riely got confused and thought it was what did you say it was? It was you thought it was jujitsu, I think.
No. I thought it was Taekwondo.
See,
did I think it was Taekwondo? Is that
no? You didn't say Taekwondo. I know you didn't.
What the fuck is it? What is like the thing where it's like martial arts, but it's not? You do it to relax, but it's like the motions of martial arts. Tai Chi. That's
Tai Chi. Yeah, you thought it was Tai Chi, and I'm like, no, that's not it. This is an actual martial art. I can't place what it is at the moment. I just realized what it is.
Mantis style. I knew that.
Huh?
I knew that Trini did Mantis style, but that's not what they were doing in that scene. I don't think.
No, it's not. But so much of this movie makes me so happy.
I'm so glad this movie happened. So I went on a little bit of a Twitter spree this morning about Once and Always.
I've not been looking at Twitter at all. So if you,
I said a couple things. I did not tag you. I would. You literally said not to spoil you. So I used the hashtag Once and Always just to make sure anybody avoiding spoilers could have muted it before I tweeted it.
Probably should, but I'm gonna go back and look at your tweets later.
Yeah.
Um,
So, well, I'm gonna say what I said now. Most of it was just like the first tweet when I gave my general thoughts was like, I'm just so glad that this happened because seeing these characters on screen again is just so magical, and I love that we got that opportunity because not every show is gonna get that opportunity to get so
I'm gonna
much
be
of the original cast, or at least quote unquote original cast. I guess Rocky and Kat aren't original, but they were Mighty Morphin, so I'm counting it. And making this movie, it was magical. I'm glad they did it. The way they handled the new character was masterful. Everything was great. I loved it a lot. And also I did cry because and Crow was mean about it. I hate
I was not
Crow.
trying to be
I'm
mean.
mad at Crow
I was not
because
trying to be mean about it. I just do not recognize that song, so I have like
so
little to no attachment to
you
it.
did not recognize the song. So the song at the end of the credits scene, they do a tribute to Twee Trang and Jason David Frank, who are the Yellow and Green Rangers who unfortunately passed. And they play the clip from Mighty Morphin season 2, where Kimberly sings "Down the Road," which is a song that she wrote with Zach for Tommy because he was losing his powers. So within the show, it was an emotionally framed thing. And then, they play this whole special where, like, Trini dies and, like, emotional shit happens and, like, your feels are worked up. And then they hit me with Down the Road. And they show me footage of the 6 Power Rangers, 2 of which have passed in real life, just gathered around, enjoying themselves as Kimberly sings a song with Zach. And it got me. I like, real cried.
And I was completely confused.
And you were like, what's this song? Why is Kimberly a country singer?
The country singer was a joke because that was a joke that was meant to be a different joke, but I didn't get to make it in time.
I wasn't mad that you didn't recognize the song. I was mad that you were like, I don't like this song. What is this? And I was like, how dare
it's not necessarily
okay.
It's not necessarily that I don't like it, but it gave me very much Cam vibes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because she was doing the cowboy guitar. Yeah. We're in spoiler
I was going
territory.
to make a joke.
We're allowed to talk about Ninja Storm right now.
But I was going to make a joke about that for something different, but I'll hold that for later.
But that song always gets me. Like, the fucking Morphin Grid got me. By the way, I mentioned them last episode. It's a better Power Rangers podcast than this one. Also, they're like way further ahead. So, like, if you want to listen to something beyond season 1 of Mighty Morphin and don't want to wait for us to catch up, I recommend the Morphin Grid.
I don't watch these people, so I can't really give you a recommendation.
You don't know, but they fucking got me. They got me with that same song recently because after we watched Different Shade of Pink, I listened to their episode on it, and they played that song at the end of Different Shade of Pink Part 3, and it fucking got me because it's Kim's song that she sings. And Kim
okay. I was like, why did they play it at that episode? And then I'm like, wait, no, that is Kim's artificial death in the series. Like, that is the last time that we see her character until Turbo.
But yeah,
and then she's only there for a little bit. And then she's only
never see her again, except I guess technically in this special she is in it, but not Amy Jo Johnson.
No. We see her in the 2017 movie.
True, but that's not Kim. That's just a bystander.
No. We it is a weird section of canon because of multiverse bullshit.
Yeah, they just popped in another multiverse, and we're just like, oh, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna watch these guys, and
we're just gonna hang out.
Yeah, and Tommy there, and God, I remember that clip so fucking vividly.
Tommy and Kimberly are having an affair. Like,
no, in that universe specifically, they are married.
No, like this is by the way, I am stealing this joke. I will give credit right now. But I did. By the way, shout out to another Power Rangers podcast, which I don't listen to regularly, Ranger Danger.
I've heard about them.
Yeah, they're the most popular one. They've actually I think they've actually wrote like comics for Power Rangers. That's how popular Ranger Danger is.
Yeah.
And I was like, the Morphin Grid episode on Once and Always is not out yet. It's coming out soon. They just tweeted about it. Thank God. But I was like, it had just been like 4 hours since I watched the special, like 9 hours since it came out. And I was like, Ranger Danger seems like they're pretty on the nose. I bet Ranger Danger has an episode up already. And they did. So shout out to Ranger Danger because I really wanted a podcast about Once and Always to listen to while I was at work because I was excited about it. And Ranger Danger was on point. They had it ready.
Yep,
And
that tracks. I'm gonna watch that after we finish here. By the way,
you're gonna watch
that
the Ranger Danger episode.
I'm gonna watch the Ranger Danger episode.
Why
I'm
don't you
also probably gonna watch.
just wait until Friday and watch the Morphin Grid episode?
I'm gonna watch the Morphin Grid episode on Friday too, but I was gonna watch the Ranger Danger one tomorrow.
But anyway, so other details about the movie. We talked about Min. Let's talk about Zach for a minute. So if you don't know the plot of the movie, I'm not gonna recap. I'm not going to recap the whole thing here because this is a review that assumes you've already seen it. But for those who just like didn't care, I guess, and are listening anyway.
Dancy.
Robo Rita, the villain of the movie, kills Trini at the beginning. Trini dies. And Trini has Min, her daughter, and she's a single mom. We have no inkling who the father is.
That's Spike.
It's Skull, guys.
It's Skull. It's Skull.
See,
and
Crow Royalty,
Spike.
this is what I want you to comment about, folks. Real Power Rangers fans, back me up on this, right? So, Bulk
You want to
and
know?
Skull,
You want to know why I say this?
I know
just
Jason
before
Narvi
he explains why it's not.
confused. He was
Jason
just confused.
Narvi legitimately said this, and I will post it on my Twitter.
Okay, I know Jason Narvi said it. You sent me the clip before, and I've seen it. So the bit is right. Bulk and Skull had a crush on Kimberly and Trini. That was always a plot. 100%. I've seen Mighty Morphin at least once all the way through, and most episodes I've seen like 100 times. Bulk likes Trini. Skull likes Kimberly.
That
and because Jason Narvi once in 2013, when he was confused and having an off day, said that Skull marries Trini, Crow is convinced that that is true.
No, I'm convinced at that because it makes Spike the only Asian or actually Asian character in Samurai,
really
aside
Asian
from
character
Mia.
in Samurai.
Aside from Mia, and that is why I'm convinced on it.
True. You know what? Fair enough. Sure.
That is what has me convinced, is because that is the only like Asian character to actually be properly Asian in fucking Samurai.
It is verifiably untrue because I feel like they would have mentioned Spike had she had a sibling named Spike.
They should have. I feel like that was just an oversight on Simon Bennett's part.
No, because Simon Bennett knows that if Kimberly marries Bulk or Skull, or not Kimberly, if Trini marries Bulk or Skull, she's gonna marry Bulk.
No, because Simon Bennett is a dumbass.
True. That might be the thing.
And that's why he never mentioned it.
I'm legitimately convinced that Spike is actually Kimberly's son, and there's nothing that disputes that in canon. So
there's also nothing that disputes that it's Trini's kid, unless you want to count the comics.
There is something that
an alien.
There is something that disputes it in canon, but
the only thing that disputes it in canon is the comics, and that's saying that Spike is the child of an alien.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah.
Well, I need to read the comics more.
Yes, you do. But you see why I would rather it be Trini than it be a fucking alien, right?
I would also rather it be Trini than an alien, but I would also rather it be Kim than Trini. So I'm just going to believe that it's Kim.
I'm just going to believe that it's Trini.
All right.
Mostly because I feel like Spike needs a sister of some kind.
Listen.
Or sibling of some kind. And it makes it that much funnier.
It's not Min's job. You see, the thing about me and Crow is we're very fan fiction pilled. I'm going to try to talk about that to a minimum on this podcast because it is a side of my life I'm embarrassed about.
I'm not embarrassed about it.
It is public knowledge that I participate in Power Rangers roleplay servers.
As do I. I also write my own Super
and
Sentai
still
scenes.
have interest in writing fan fiction. These are all fun facts that people know. So we do fan fiction shit a lot, me and Crow. We're gonna try to keep it off this show mostly.
I'm not.
Well, I'm gonna make you.
Anytime I get a chance to plug the headcanon that Skull is also Kamen Rider Blade, I'm gonna do that.
That's fine. You can talk about that. That's a headcanon.
That is a
You talk about
headcanon.
headcanons, that's fine. I just don't want to talk about our entire rewrite that we're developing.
Oh yeah, no, that was the joke that I was making about Kimberly earlier with our rewrite. We just need to make Star Ninja
That's probably
Kimberly.
not real, by the way. That's probably not going to ever materialize in physical form.
No, it probably won't.
but
But
it's
Kimberly
just like
needs to be
it's just
Star
us,
Ninja because of that song. I'm mad you never brought it up.
it's us like having like it's just something for us to talk about where we think of like plots for this fan fiction rewrite of Power Rangers we're making. In
Yes.
Where the Zordon era never ends and Tommy is in like 25 seasons.
No, he is in more than 25. He is in 35.
Well,
he 34.
Yeah.
He's in 34.
Well, I guess he only misses the one. All right, no more talk about the rewrite on the podcast.
No, because the only one that he misses is
I don't care.
King Oger. The only one that he misses is King Oger.
Well, and Ninja
and Dawn Brothers. Okay, so yeah, still 34 because Dawn Brothers is
okay.
30.
No more.
Anyway, no more.
Right on the podcast.
No more.
Let's okay. So single dad Zach, I love him. Trini dies, and then Billy's like, who's gonna take care of Min? And then Zach immediately steps up and becomes Min's single dad.
No, 1 year later, we have a 1 year time skip, and then it has the mailbox, and it just says Quan
and Taylor
and what
and
Quan
Taylor.
and what? Yeah, and Taylor. And while we were watching this, I'm gonna say this: I was really confused.
You did see Taylor and immediately start thinking about Taylor from Wild Force, which would be a wild ship to make canon.
Actually,
Taylor got married and had a kid.
And I was like, that's absolutely wild, and I love it.
And Skull was the surrogate father, just so that she could also be Skull's sister, technically.
Yeah, Skull is just
not Skull's sister, Spike's sister.
Child.
Skull's child. Yeah, it's canon. Trini and Taylor got married.
Trini and Taylor got married. Yeah.
Taylor like died or something because she wouldn't abandon her child. So rest in peace, Taylor.
Yeah, but then Zach came and bought the house and was like, you know what? I'm gonna put Taylor's first name on there since there's Quan already there.
They should have. Okay, here's what I would have done if I was Once and Always, right? If I was the guys who made Once and Always, here's what I would have done. This would require like an extra 20 minutes of footage, so I know why they didn't do this. But I would really
take an extra 20 minutes of footage.
what I really wanted is for them to like on like March 28th be like, we're releasing Once and Always early. Check it out on April 1st. And then it's just like a sitcom about Zach and Min for 20 minutes.
Okay. On the topic of additional footage I wish they had, I'm gonna skip to the end real quick.
Okay. We're just skipping around. We're just talking about stuff that seems relevant.
I really wish they had done like a full-fledged Zord fight rather than skipping straight into the Megazord after summoning the Zords.
I don't think they needed individual Zords, but at the same time, it was just Billy and Min, so I feel like it would have made a narrative sense if it was just the Saber-Tooth Tiger and the Triceratops.
Exactly, and that's my point behind it. It's like we should have
formed the Megazord immediately and just drive it the two of them.
Yeah, and
but it's not. It'd be cooler if they did.
Like if they weren't going to give us the individual Zord fight, what they could have done and made me incredibly happy was give us tank mode for more than freaking 2 seconds.
We did get tank mode for like 1 calendar second, and then they were like, "Okay, battle mode now."
And then it's like, "Okay, battle mode," and I'm like, "Bitch, put that shit back." Just immediately turn back.
Turn back time to the good old days.
To the good old days of being a fucking tank. Oh, boom. Like, I love this Megazord sequence. I really do. But it goes by too quickly, in my opinion.
True.
Okay. This is the first time that we are seeing the Megazord in 29 years. Because we see it in season 2, so gotta take off.
Yeah, we see it in episode 1 of season 2, so I guess
we see it in episode 1 and 2. I thought.
No, I think the Megazord gets destroyed right away. Or I think actually we don't see it in part 1. We see it in part 2, and then it gets destroyed.
Yeah. But we do see it in season 2, and then we see the Zords themselves in season 2.
Well, yeah, because they get zapped and turned into the Thunder Zord.
Exactly. So, what needed to happen was, since Billy has completely remade all of the Zords in the best way possible. Absolutely love the CGI for this, by the way. It is a fully CGI Megazord, and normally I hate that.
The CGI was very good. I was shocked because CGI Megazords, especially as far as America is concerned, bad track record.
No. CGI in general, as far as tokusatsu is concerned.
No, sometimes there's I've seen Japanese CGI stuff that's pretty good. But so far, let's name the CGI Megazords in Power Rangers. There's the Ninja Megazord from the original movie, which was awful. There's what?
That was the 90s. Of course it sucked.
Yeah, and then there was the Megazord of the 2017 movie, which was fucking awful.
Hey, fuck you. Like that. It was not what we expected, but it was not bad.
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up, you contrarian bitch. That Megazord sucked.
Okay, first off, rude. Secondly, surprisingly, this is going to sound very weird coming from me because I have a track record for shitting on this movie. I loved the individual Zords. They looked sick.
Well, I literally forget how the original Zords looked. I just know that the Megazord sucked.
Yeah, the Megazord in general was bad, but the individual Zords fucking slapped. 6-legged Mammoth Zord.
Fucking yeah, I forgot it had 6 legs.
Yeah, it did, and it was fucking cool as shit. Then you had the fucking spiky ass pterodactyl. The saber-toothed tiger that actually kept its legs and didn't have wheels. The Tyrannosaurus that looked like a weird T-Rex. It honestly didn't look like a T-Rex at all. And
yeah, it's kind of a T-Rex. If you squint, it's a T-Rex.
Yeah, if you squint really hard, it's a T-Rex. But I love the individual Zords in general, mostly because I like the 6-legged Mammoth Zord.
All right, but enough about the 2017 movie.
Enough about the 2017 movie.
Something I also want to talk about is the inclusion of the characters in this movie that they did not get the actors back for. So there were, of course, we all knew that, of course, the intention when they wrote this special at first was definitely
the Tommy Oliver show.
First of all, it was the Tommy Oliver show, yes. Second of all, they were hoping that they could actually rope in 5 out of 6 of the original 6, the 5 that weren't dead at the time, and do the movie that way. But Jason David Frank declines, Amy Jo Johnson declined, and Austin St. John was dealing with legal issues and couldn't leave the country to go to New Zealand. So, unfortunately, we did not get Kimberly, Jason, or Tommy, at least played by their original actors, because we did, in fact, get Jason, Kim, and Tommy in this movie, but only morphed, though.
I'm gonna say this, Austin St. John was dubbed poorly, as Riely ranted to me the entire movie.
I did rant about, because here's what they did, right? I am 1000% convinced that they did go back and get old voice clips, right? Because Trini, spot on. Kimberly, spot on. Tommy, most of the movie, spot on. Jason, just a shitty dub. Why?
Yeah. Because they were too lazy. And
and also Tommy in the first scene. In the first scene it was a shitty dub for Tommy too, and then the next scene they got a line. Actually, I'm convinced JDF might have done VO for this, because that did sound just like him, and I don't think that's a line that he said before. So maybe they just got JDF.
Going back and pulling old footage / old lines and shit. At the very end, when they do the time portal, they tried so hard to not pull from the original footage.
I mean, they didn't try so hard. They just recreated the dumpster scene, which I thought looked fine enough.
No. And then she does the mistake.
Oh, what? She says, after 10,000 years, I'm free. Time for my revenge.
No, she goes, time to conquer Earth. And I'm like, Riely pointed this out too many times for me to.
She doesn't say that. That's true. She never said that.
Like, why did she say that here? That's not what she says.
She says it in the theme song. In the real one, in the real show, she just goes, ah. That's how she just goes, ah, when she gets out of there.
Yeah. Also, Rita had one of possibly the funniest lines that was just incredibly hilarious to me for no reason other than the fact that she was just calling out the fact that she had a fucking headache.
Yeah, I mean, Rita having a headache, of course, is a common trope.
Every time Rita has a headache, I just find that funny as fuck. This continues into Mystic Force, by the way. It's funny as fuck.
I'm sure Mystic Mother mentions her headache, which
I've sent you the video of her doing that.
Which is funny that they don't even, like, for a second mention that in this film.
Yeah, it's like they don't mention Mystic Mother. Transition.
Which is fine. The way they explained it makes sense that this evil entity has nothing to do with Mystic Mother.
Debatable.
But I feel like they should have mentioned that Mystic Mother exists, at least.
Yeah, they should have. As a transition, real quick, let's read what one of our friends had to say about the movie, because he did not enjoy this movie at all for some reason, and it kind of pisses me off. Okay. Quoting our friend Jack and company. I'm kidding.
Our good friend Jack, who is also on the... If you've listened to my other Power Rangers podcast that only has one episode so far, Power vs. Juice Bar, we did that. He's been on my other show
he's
before.
The third guy on that.
We like Jack. He's the funny Brazilian man. Look, Crow, you're the third guy on Power vs. Juice Bar.
No, I'm not. Jack barely showed up. There
was one episode and you weren't in it.
Yeah, because y'all did it without me, and y'all didn't ping me or anything when I was trying to get on.
Because Power vs. Juice Bar was a podcast that we were going to start before you were even around. We just that day were like, what if we do it actually? And then we did.
You just didn't ping me, and I had already said that I wanted to be on it. Y'all just didn't ping me, and I was mad.
Yeah, you're the third guy. That is a show I have with Jack and also you, but Jack first. But you
Jack just doesn't show up.
Jack doesn't even get to be on this show. Jack is he's going to guest on the show, but
he's going to guest on the show.
He's not the third guy. He wants to come on for Green with Evil. That will probably be too hard to schedule, but like maybe
we're not doing
Green with Evil.
Anyway, so here's what he has to say about Once and Always. To quote him exactly as he wrote it.
I'm so ready for how awful this is.
One bit. The Rita explanation made zero sense. Also, wouldn't Alpha Rita be Alpha 9 and currently Alpha 10?
No. Why?
What? I don't know.
The latest alpha we've seen on screen was 7 in Wild Force.
Yes, that is true.
I want to know, maybe because Jack thinks the one in Overdrive is Alpha 8, when in reality that was actually Alpha 6 that they got out of storage.
Yeah, but I'm not done. Or he was not done. Okay, it's competently made, sure, but it's just slightly better than Dimension and Danger. I want to bitch slap him for that comment.
Shut up, bro. Dimensions in Danger was fucking nothing. It was one awesome 3-minute scene where Tommy fights an evil cyborg Tommy, and then the rest of it was
you want to bring him on for 5 minutes so he can try and defend his topic?
Did he say he wanted to?
I don't know, but I could add him to the server and have him join.
You can ask him, and if he wants to, then sure.
I'm messaging him now.
I'm not gonna put this in this is not gonna be featuring Jack and company because he's in it for 5 minutes. This is a surprise, everybody. If he comes in, which he probably won't, he's gonna be like, no, because Riely's gonna defend himself, and I don't like when people disagree with me.
I'm gonna invite him to the server because I want to see this.
Let me know when he joins, so I give him the role to get in here.
Yeah. Wait.
If he wants to come on.
Wrong thing.
But anyway, to continue talking about the film until he gets here. So I like that Kim, Jason, and Tommy got to be in it for more than a second.
Wait, can I not invite people?
You have admin. You should be able to do anything.
Okay, there we go. I got it fixed.
You could delete the server if you wanted to.
I'm not deleting the server. Not deleting the server. I invited him to the wrong server though.
Oops.
Don't invite him to that one. That is a weird server I'm in.
I like that Kim, Jason, and Tommy got to be in it for more than a second. I like what they did with those characters. They were limited in what they could do because they did not have the actors, but there were little moments that did make their presence worth it. Like I think when Trini dies, when Trini literally evaporates into smoke and nothingness.
I wasn't gonna bring up that, but like, yes.
So that happens, and then
that is the best way to kill off.
This is literally this is the scene that makes the other Rangers being in it for more than 5 minutes worth it to me. Because without a single line, they portray Kim and Jason perfectly in this 1 second. Where Jason moves immediately to comfort Billy because he's the leader and he knows that Billy's going to blame himself because she jumped in front of Billy so he didn't get killed. So Jason immediately just like puts his hand on Billy's shoulder. Kim collapses to the ground because that's her best friend. So that one shot made it worth it for me that they did stuff with the fake ones because I really Jack's here. Let's move him in. Here we go. Get ready, folks. This is internet. Welcome to Internet Blood Sports with
that guy. This is that guy, aka Jack.
So Jack,
me.
I hear you have some opinions about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always, the new film.
The pretty
on Netflix
bad ones
today.
in that, not gonna lie. If I liked it and it was a Simon Bennett thing, I don't see how you didn't.
Okay, that's kind of rich coming from you, considering it's the same opinions that we already talked before.
Hey. I watched it with Riely a few minutes ago. I really like this special. Fuck you.
So did I. I just watched it with Trent, and you guys were spoiling him.
No, we weren't.
We literally were talking about season 1, and he thought we were talking about spoilers.
He did not understand that. I was talking about Jason Narvi confirming that he and Trini are Spike's parents.
Jason Narvi, in his confused state where he didn't realize that Skull was the one who liked Kim, said that
he played her. He played Skull. How would he confuse that?
Listen, man, you think I remember literally everything in any of my podcasts? If somebody asked me to recall a specific moment,
Jack, give us your take.
All I have to say is it's slightly better than Dimensions in Danger.
Now that pissed me off.
False.
That makes me very angry because Dimensions in Danger was one cool 3-minute fight scene and nothing else.
Well, no, okay, there was one other good thing that I will
we got to see some cool legacy Power Rangers, but other than that, the only thing of substance was Tommy versus Cyborg Tommy. Everything else was
that didn't actually happen. That was a dream that I had about Dimensions in Danger. Never mind.
But this special actually had heart and character, unlike Dimensions in Danger,
and had a good Megazord, despite me saying it was way too short and did not have what I really wanted it to have.
It also was made of poorly made CGI. That's almost a.
You're wrong. That was the best CGI Power Rangers has ever had.
It was pretty decent CGI. I'm gonna give it points.
It was the best CGI Power Rangers has ever had. You know it.
I wish it was
better than whatever
instead, but it was pretty good.
Okay, hold on.
Better than what Luke had.
Do either of you remember seeing the Falcon Zord in Dimensions in Danger? Because that was a decent CGI for 2018.
It was fine. I have no problems with it. I think that the CGI in this movie was better than the Falcon Zord in Dimensions.
It really was. On another note, the only point that I will agree with Jack on is Robo Rita being dumb. The explanation makes somewhat sense, and it is exactly what Riely said was going to happen.
Yeah, and
doesn't make it good. So
I'm just gonna say, just wait until they bring back every single other villain that was killed by the Z-Wave. But then again, it's Hasbro.
The only one that I want to actually come back is Astronema. That physically can't happen, but I really want it to happen.
No, Corone got Z-Wave just like Red and Zeta, sure. Just like Zed and Rita did. So
yeah, I know, but she can't come back because she is canonically Corone now.
Yeah,
and she has other shit that keeps her from being turned back. She is a ranger, not just a regular human.
Okay, but what about Mystic Mother then, by your own logic?
Yeah, it's literally the same case with Mystic Mother. The evil energy and the being is separate. That's what the explanation is. So Robo, Astronema, and Corone would have nothing to do with each other.
In the movie.
I knew exactly what it was going to be, and they explained it. They did it better than I thought, because I thought it was just going to be like Rita was wandering through the galaxy as a cloud until she happened upon a new body, which would have been stupid, but I would at least buy the whole her evil energy persisted thing. But I like what they actually did, where Billy tries to bring back Zordon using like straggled energy from the Z-Wave, and that's not Zordon energy, that's Rita energy, boy. You used a bad idea.
Yeah, that's actually a good explanation, but it doesn't mean that I like the explanation.
No, it's stupid. It shouldn't have been Robo-Rita at all, but like they did the best they could, and I do not regret the movie.
Accepted Robo-Rita if Carla Paris came back up as Mystic Mother, and she's like, "What the fuck is going on with this?" No,
that would have ruined it and been way too OP, and she would have just obliterated Robo-Rita.
I wish they at least mentioned Mystic Mother. Like I wish Billy
mentioned her.
Billy during like an exposition dump was like, the real Rita turned into Mystic Mother. Like just one.
Or like have a cameo from like Chip or something, and Chip is like,
No, don't just mention it. You hire an entire other actor. This is what I like about Crow.
Like I would,
whenever I'm giving like realistic things, he's like, no, what if we actually hire 10 actors to make this better?
Yes, exactly.
And I'm like, they're not going to do
better.
That.
You don't even have
to. Chip specifically.
Get the actor. Just get him to be a voice actor in there. Just get the Mystic Yellow suit the same way they did in Grid Connection. Just do that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Or better yet, just do like how they did in this special and get a sound alike.
No.
Hey, Jack. By the way, we had this argument before you got here. So they definitely got old lines for Trini and Tommy and Kim, right? Like those are real.
Have it for Jason.
Those are real lines from the real actors, whereas Jason was just a shitty dub the whole time, and I don't get it.
Well, sound alike. It doesn't sound anywhere near like him.
Yeah, why? Because they got old lines. That was Jason David Frank. That was Amy Jo Johnson. That was Twee Trang. I am convinced. They got old lines for them, but not for Austin St. John. They just blew it off.
Also, I have a question for Jack real quick, Riely. This is very important. Hey, Jack. How was that cameo from Zen Kaiser?
It was pretty sick, right?
It was a pretty sick cameo.
Kaiser was in the movie.
Zen Kaiser was in that movie, wasn't he?
Okay, where's the punchline? I'm waiting for the punchline.
That
was the joke.
Where's the punchline?
The punchline's in the same place Zen Kaiser is, not here.
I'm waiting for the funnies. Where's the funnies?
Well, I did a punchline just now. You missed it.
The funny was the fact that you were so insistent that it happened or was gonna happen, and it just didn't.
Bro, at what? Okay, remind me. When did I say that Trini's daughter would become Zen Kaiser in this movie specifically?
When we were on the VC earlier, and you went, "Hi, Zen Kaiser."
Trini's daughter probably became Zen Kaiser in the original script, where it was the Tommy Oliver show for most of it.
No, you retard. Oh, fuck, I can't say that word.
No, you can't.
Okay, no, you retard.
Keep it to a minimum, though. Don't say it anymore.
It says it like 7 times in the span of 5 minutes, so we are going to have to start bleeping it every time he says it, Riely.
I'm not going to bleep it. That word does not get bleeped.
Crow, did you already forget that she's going to return in Cosmic Fury? As a tie-in to this? Yeah, she's going to return as a tie-in. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I want her so bad to be in things.
I agree with Riely on that.
Okay. Cosmic Fury, and she's gonna become a Right Ranger. That's what I'm saying.
That just means she's gonna become Q Orion, man.
Isn't
Amila's
Zato
gonna become
the
Orion.
White Ranger?
No, Zato
is the beige ranger.
No, he's gold, right now.
No, he's not gold.
There's already a Gold Ranger. Sorry to inform you.
No, he's not silver. He is the beige. Or no, he is the chartreuse ranger. That is officially what he is.
Shut up about color semantics, okay? We need to wrap up this Once and Always review. Get Jack out of here. We have 2 episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to recap in great detail.
So he can't be here for them.
Then we're already 45 minutes in.
That is a good 45 minutes used. Now we have an hour and a half.
So exactly, we have 45 minutes per episode. Episode 3 and 4. We're not going to do 45 minutes. It's going to be a 3-hour podcast again, guys.
Probably.
It's going to happen.
But anyway, bye, Jack.
But once and all, no, we're not kicking him out yet. We're doing final thoughts and shit. So once and always, very good. I'm very glad that it happened. I'm glad that I watched it. I'm glad that I got you to watch it, Crow, instead of waiting 2 to 8 years for us to talk about it on the podcast. And I'm very
You didn't
satisfied
get
with
me
the
to
product
watch it.
overall.
A dumb ad got me to watch it.
We'll go ahead and we'll rate it out of 10, each of us. Let's give our temperature here. I'll give it.
It's a 99.9 temperature,
The temperature.
because it's a
Crow made a
99.
really funny joke when I said, "Let me take your temperature on this special so far," which is a phrase that people say, and then he just responded.
I've never heard that
70
phrase,
degrees.
and I just put it in actual temperature, and I'm like, it's a 70 degrees at first,
About
and then
70
I'm like,
degrees.
well, but then he's like, but then they do the stick
Then
thing,
Zach
and I'm
does
like,
a hip hop keto, and you're like,
and then Zach does the
99.
kid 999999999.
But realistically, my rating for this special is a 9. I think there are
Mine
enough.
is a 9.9 because
Listen, let me do mine first, and then you could do yours. But I think it does lose at least 1 point for a couple. It had a couple missed opportunities, had a couple flaws, a lot of which was not its fault. If it had Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson and Austin St. John in it, you'd probably be better off. But they did what they could. No, I mean, I like Rocky and Kat in this special. Well, Kat was kind of nothing.
But I like Rocky.
Kat was a little bit nothing in this special. Did everybody else get that impression?
Well, yeah, but I'm not mad at it because we got the best Yellow Ranger out of the Mighty Morphin trio of Yellow Rangers.
That's true. Do I like Min more than Aisha? Yes, I do. Of course, I do.
Yes, I do. Do I like Min more than Trini? Yes.
Well, I'm the weird guy who likes Aisha more than Trini. I know that.
You're weird.
Do I like Min more than Aisha? And I do think I do.
Yeah, and then there's me who just likes Tanya over all of them except for Min at the moment. And Tanya's not even a Mighty Morphin Yellow.
Tanya is not a Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger. That is not a thing.
Not one. She should have been, but she wasn't.
But okay, I'm gonna give it a 9 just because I think it loses a point. But overall, I was just taken aback. It was masterful. I loved it personally. Like they got me in all the right places. Jack was not here when I said that I literally belly cried. Like fully cried when they did the Kim doing her song at the end.
It really wouldn't surprise me.
If I hadn't have been so confused by what was going on, I probably
Crow was just like, I've never heard this song before, and thus it does not impact me emotionally in any way.
Okay, hold on. Riely, Sister the Resident, Mighty Morphin Show. What episode was that?
I can tell you the exact circumstances of that song. I'm glad you asked. I don't know if I can tell you the exact episode. I think
the name of the episode. That's what I'm asking.
I think I can.
I think I can. I
actually cannot.
It's the little engine that could.
I can give you like a 4 episode range, and it definitely. I know it happened right before Green No More, because Kim wrote that song for Tommy because he was losing his powers. So it happened just before Green No More. I think it might have been literally the episode before Green No More. So that would be Song of Guitardo. I think it was song. Actually, that makes a lot of sense because Kim's guitar gets started to Guitardo, and then she used it after they beat Guitardo. So yes, it was the Song of Guitardo. I got it.
Okay, so it was an episode I skipped.
Why would you skip the Song of Guitardo? That was like the Green Ranger's last stand. He kicked ass in that.
This is the problem with watching things with Jack.
This is the problem with Jack skipping all the good episodes.
He also skips all of the Bulk and Skull segments.
He also tried to skip the Bulk and Skull segment. We were watching Green with Evil, and then when we wouldn't let him do it, he just left.
And then he also likes to skip theme songs.
I feel like we were screaming at each other. That was the reason.
I don't think that's how I remember it, Jack.
That's not how I remember it.
That's how I
don't
remember
even think I was there. I just remember watching Jack leave, and I was like, "Why'd Jack leave?"
Well, nobody's a reliable narrator in situations like this. So we all have our own stories. I surmise that Jack did in fact leave because we wouldn't let him skip Bulk and Skull. But okay,
that is believable though, honestly.
But let's go around. I gave my rating of a 9 out of 10. I know Jack did say that he liked it. I want to know what number he's going to give it. So take it away, Jack. What's your number and why?
I'll give it Watch Nations in Danger instead out of 10.
Shut the fuck up, Jack. What's the real rating?
If it wasn't made by Hasbro, I'd probably say like at least a 6. But since it has Hasbro and has a lot of the Hasbro charm on it, I'll give it a 4.
I'm sorry. Please elaborate.
I'm gonna real quick before he does. I'm gonna give.
Is this just like the opposite of Mario Party bonus stars, where this is just an arbitrary -2 points, or are there actually things that Hasbro did in this special that made you feel that way?
Oh no, it's just because he hates Hasbro. I almost did that, but then I'm like,
and also because product placement and every line needs to be a reference.
Hey, they literally did not make a fraction. They did not make a fraction of the amount of references I thought they were going to make. They made like 9 throughout the whole movie, and I was expecting like 74. So
I was expecting the entire script to be references to something.
I was expecting literally half their lines to just be Day of the Dumpster references. But
honestly,
they were.
Okay, hold on, I just remembered something.
Yes.
Shout out to the single putty guy that threw the lady in the purple shirt off the building.
He did just throw her off the building, and then Rocky fucking jumps to the that was rad. Rocky rescuing that woman falling off the building, that kicked ass.
That was a Carter scene.
Hey, this is another thing I'm stealing from Ranger Danger, by the way. I did not think of this, but they were definitely like, Rocky's a firefighter, and he just like shot a putty without even like thinking. I bet he works with Carter Grayson, and Carter Grayson taught him to shoot first, ask questions later, which is a headcanon that I accept.
Riely, why did you just give me a new headcanon?
Okay, because
I didn't even think about that, but god damn it, that makes sense.
Because of that scene, my score goes up half a point. Just because of that single putty.
Just because of that one putty. Hell yeah. All right, Crow, give us your rating,
mine
your reasoning.
9.6.
All right. I mean, you could just say 9. You could just say 9.5, make it even. Or
no. There's
it's 9.6, so it's a 10.
No, it's 9.6 specifically. I do not round.
No, listen. Here's the rule. It's 9.5 or it's 10 because we allow decimals, but only 0.5s. No specific decimals.
That's fucking dumb. No,
so it's a 9.5 or it's a 10. Pick it.
9.6. I'm keeping
9.5 is the canonical rating.
Because because first off, it got said 0.6 from the fact it almost got a whole ass point.
But 10.5, wow.
I almost gave it a 10.5, but then I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that because that's a little cheap. But in realistic ratings, it is a 7 saber-tooth tiger coins out of however many power coins there are.
Okay, hold on, okay, that's a good question.
There's like 15, so it's like 7 of those.
Well, I guess right now there's 8. But before there was like the total power coins. There's like 17 or something. I don't know.
There's like 17. Well, then it would be
we can work the math out. It's just like there's the 6 Dino Power coins. There's the 2 copy Dino Power. Well, there's 7 Dino Power coins because of the White Ranger. 7 Dino Power coins.
The White Ranger is a Tiger Power coin. What are you talking?
Well, but he was part of like the Dino rotation.
It's a thunder. It's a thunder coin. It's a thunder coin. Can we agree on thunder coin?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, there are 6 in season 1. There are 6 in season 2. There are 6 in season 3.
There's no thunder coins. That's not real. There's
thunder coins because of the second season with the thunder.
No, I know what you're saying, Jack. Crow just said there's 6 distinct coins in season 2, which is not true. So there's.
I didn't say there were new ones. I meant to say there's 6.
Okay, let me work out the math. There's these 6 Dino Power coins, and then there's the White Ranger, who is the Thunder coin, the only distinct Thunder coin. And then there is these 6 Ninja coins. So that's 7 plus 6.
And then there's the Ninjor coin that's just sitting on his chest.
No Ninjor coin. That's
it
not
just
real.
sits on his chest, man. It's like the same thing as the.
There are 13 total power coins, but at least 6 of them are lost to time.
Okay, but what about the comics?
Comics don't count. You know this.
that gets a little more complicated if you get the comics in there.
Comics don't count. But anyway, I'm sticking with my 9.6 out of 10 as the actual rating because I really like this. I hate Simon Bennett worked on it, but that is not enough to.
Listen. I am not a man who lets bias affect when I need to give somebody props. If I hate somebody and they do a good thing, I will give them credit. Simon Bennett,
Jack.
Good job. You did it, buddy. You made a good thing. I'm so proud of you, Simon Bennett.
Unlike Jack.
who literally did a 2-point deduction because Hasbro.
No, that, and who literally won't even let me talk about Knives Out because he doesn't like the person that made it.
He doesn't like Rian Johnson because of Star Wars. Yeah, that tracks. Yeah. That tracks.
But Knives Out is
he also
good.
refuses to read Pink because he just doesn't like the author, I guess, and hasn't even read Pink to know if it's good or not.
Bruh. So yeah, take Jax with a grain of salt.
When I know I won't like something, I won't watch it. That simple as that.
But sometimes people who usually make bad things, sometimes every once in a while, they'll hit you.
They make a good.
Yeah, I know. A broken clock gets the time right twice a day, but doesn't.
And I think this author that you don't like got the time right that day when they made Power Rangers
honestly,
Pink.
I don't like Power Rangers Pink. But that's just because I didn't like Power Rangers Pink to begin with.
But anyway, all right, that's once and always. We're almost a full hour into this podcast where we do have to talk about 2 episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So let's start getting on track. Jack, thank you for coming on for our once and always segment. We're going to get you on for a full episode. Hopefully Green with Evil, but that does mean we have to schedule you for 2 separate weeks right in a row, so I don't know if that's going to happen. If that does not happen, we will get you on a one-off.
Again, like the main issue is just a time framing. That's really the only issue.
Okay, well, we're definitely... We do this every week, Wednesdays around this time. Actually, usually like an hour earlier than this time we start.
Okay, but here's the issue. Here's the issue. You know when I'm usually free, and like me being here is not the common thing.
That's true. We'll get you on someday. We'll try to make Green with Evil work. If not, we'll make another one work, I'm sure.
Also, by the time we get to Green with Evil, I should have like more open plans, so we can do whenever.
Yeah, we can schedule different, because I guess you'll be on summer break by that point, right?
I graduate.
You'll be on forever break at that point, right?
Forever break, yeah. It's not summer break. I graduate in like 2 weeks.
All right, Jack, get out of here. Thanks for coming on. Goodbye. Talk to you later.
Before I go, final thoughts. Go play Jack and Daxter the Prick.
No, fuck you.
Hell yeah.
No.
Fuck yes. Let's go.
No, that looks like a shitty PS2 game, but worse than PS2 games should have been.
All right. Hey, Editor Riely, listen up. Hey, Editor Riely, listen up right now. This is the place where you're going to put the timestamp. Listen for this statement that I'm making long and drawn out on purpose so I can find it easier, and then put the timestamp there, okay?
And the timestamp begins here, like right now. Exactly right now.
Right now. Totally timestamp right now.
Right now, exactly. Put it on the second, right the second now.
Hey, everybody who didn't want to get spoiled on the new movie, welcome to the real episode where we're going to spend another 2 hours, maybe 3, talking about Mighty Morphin episodes. So let me crack my notes out.
I forgot what episodes do we watch. I know Teamwork.
Teamwork and Oppressing Engagement are the episodes.
I remember the one that I did not like.
Wow, you're just going to throw that right out there, huh? You're just going to bury the lead.
Teamwork. It's not good.
All right, everybody. So let me get the air date and the director and shit real quick.
I want to read off the air date.
I would encourage you to do that forever, actually. Do both of them, really. But I have it pulled up right now. Teamwork.
What's the next episode? What's the next episode?
The next episode is Oppressing Engagement. You can do that one. This episode aired September 8th, 1993, directed by Robert Hughes and written by Cheryl Saban. Already some nepotism going on here. Haim Saban's just having his wife write episodes. Is Cheryl Saban his wife? Is that who Cheryl Saban is? I just made that assumption without looking into it. Who is Cheryl Saban? She could be literally anybody related to.
Hold on, I'm
Saban.
looking. I'm looking.
She is in fact married to Haim Saban.
She is the wife of Haim
Saban. Okay.
There are several episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, including Teamwork, Food Fight, Green with Evil, Life's a Masquerade, Wheel of Misfortune, A Star Is Born.
She write all 5 parts of Green with Evil?
I don't know. It just says that she wrote Green with Evil. She wrote The Yolks on You, Something Fishy, Grumblebee, Football Season, Bloom of Doom. No wonder I don't like this episode.
Don't be. If she wrote Green with Evil, she's obviously a good writer.
But she also wrote Bloom of Doom, and it's like one of my least favorite episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And like,
I like Bloom of Doom.
I did not.
Bloom of Doom
wrote Beauty and the
Bloom of
Beast,
Doom also
Opposites
now
Attract.
holds some emotional context because that is a Tommy and Trini spotlight episode.
I thought Bloom of Doom was the Kimberly spotlight.
I believe Kimberly. Maybe I'm thinking of a different episode. Actually, you might be
Bloom
right.
of Doom is the episode
I'm
where
thinking
Kimberly
the
uses
episode
the
I'm
ribbon.
thinking of. The episode I'm thinking of is Welcome to Venus Island.
Yeah, no, Bloom of Doom is the episode where Kimberly uses the stupid ribbon weapon.
Anyway, we need to stop talking about future episodes. We got to be conscious about that. The spoiler light. So we have not broken our rules really. We haven't spoiled much, but let's move away. So that's
Okay.
teamwork, baby. I just told you when it aired and who directed it.
Because
Now I'm going to tell you
perfect.
all about it.
Okay.
Once I pull up my notes that I should have pulled up like 5 minutes ago.
You forgot to pull up.
just a
Why are you
second,
typing in the
folks.
chat?
Because I slammed my iPad down on my keyboard by accident while I was pulling up the notes on my iPad. All right, folks. So we start off at Angel Grove High for what I believe is the first time ever. So new set, Angel Grove High. The teenagers are in high school. Look at that. Isn't that exciting? Which it is very exciting because I really like when Power Rangers are in high school, guys. Spoiler alert, my favorite season is Dino Thunder, and there are reasons for that, and those reasons also apply to Mighty Morphin, because high school Power Rangers, it just works, I think.
The only time that it doesn't work is Megaforce.
Well, I'm sure it does. Nothing works in Megaforce. Like it's not the high school's fault.
Okay, well that and also Ninja Steel. Ninja Steel has bad high school experience, but that's mostly because of Monty and what's his face.
Oh yeah, fucking Monty.
They ruin the high school experience of Ninja Steel.
They're just
that
bad at Bulk and Skull. Like at Bulk and Skull are bad for most of season 1. Like I'm sorry to burst your bubble. There's some good stuff. They're mostly bad in season 1.
Yeah,
but they don't even approach
season 3. They
Victor
get great.
And Monty. They literally become the best characters in the show by season 2 and just keep getting better until In Space. When they reach their peak. But
exactly. Anyway, let's continue because that was a weird tangent.
So Kimberly and Trini have a setup in the hallway. They're collecting signatures on a petition to shut down a dump site. Who owns this dump site? Stay tuned, everybody. Their principal, Mr. Kaplan, who is a new character introduced for the first time in this episode, enters the scene. He praises the girls for their efforts. And he's like, is this dump site really as bad as they say? Tell me about it, kids. And then the girls are like, oh, it's awful, and there's so much pollution, and that sucks that's true.
And speaking of pollution,
we cut to Rita's palace, and she's like...
I had something else to say about the pollution.
Oh, sorry. You should have said it instead of saying, speaking of pollution, and then getting silent so I can talk.
No, I thought you were trying to finish. I thought I was interrupting you. I was trying to let you finish your sentence if I did interrupt you.
Sorry.
But speaking of pollution, I figured out why I don't like this episode. It feels like a Wild Force plot. A very poorly written Wild Force plot.
Hey, I'm 9 episodes in a Wild Force. Wild Force, kind of an iffy season so far.
It feels like one of the really bad late episodes of Wild Force, and I just don't like it.
Okay, so real quick, I do have a ranking going of all the Ranger seasons because I'm working on finishing them all. And currently the bottom of that ranking is Lost Galaxy. And
I agree.
When I put seasons on that ranking, usually I'm always like, I have one season in my mind where I'm like, this is the direct comparison. Is it better or worse than this season? Because they feel the most comparable. Right now, Wild Force is fighting with Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, and no offense to those of you that really like Forever Red, but
I know Forever Red and Reinforcements from the Future is going to both be rad, but the rest of Wild Force, I'm a little pensive.
That's like saying that the In Space crossover with Lost Galaxy was bad.
Those episodes slapped.
Yeah, they're fucking good.
Because they put good Power Rangers in the show with bad one.
Exactly, and that's
I don't want to say bad ones because most of the team was actually fine. It was just Leo that sucked. Actually,
there was 2 that kind of sucked, but
who do you not like?
I'm not a big fan of Kai.
Kai is nothing. Like, he didn't do much.
Yeah,
but
and
he's
that's kind of why I'm like, well, he's not a good ranger, but he's not the worst on that team by far.
All right,
but he's damn sure not.
Spoiler light, folks. Moving on. Let's talk more about.
Yeah, Wild Force sucks, and this episode reminds me of
Wild Force.
That's why I don't like it.
This episode is Wild Force. So we cut to Rita's palace, and Rita wants to use pollution against the Power Rangers and the Earth. Finster's gonna make a monster to destroy the Power Rangers. Rita does an evil laugh. You know, it's your regular Rita does a bad scene. Not that it's a bad scene. It's just Rita's doing a bad, and that's the scene. I would just like to clarify. Then we cut. Okay, just keep making.
Sorry,
weird
I yawned. I couldn't help it.
That was a weird yawn, bro.
That was a really weird yawn.
So we cut back to Angel Grove High, where kids are walking through the halls, and some of those kids happen to be Jason, Billy, and Zach. Then they come up to the girls. They greet them. Billy's like, "What are you guys doing?" And Trini and Kim are like, "We're going to take this petition to the owners of the dump site this afternoon, and we're going to try to convince them to shut it down. Who owns this junk site? Stay tuned." Kim asks if they want to sign, and they're all good Christian boys, so of course they all sign.
I hate you for putting in the fact that they're Christian boys. You could have just said that they're good boys.
I just say good Christian boys as like a turn of phrase. I don't actually think they practice the Christian faith.
Billy probably does. I doubt that Zach does.
I feel like Billy would be the least likely because he's an atheist. He's a science.
No. I feel like Billy is like young Sheldon in his belief system.
Does young Sheldon believe in God?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not aware of the lore of young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon does, not Sheldon from
old
the Big
Sheldon
Bang
knows that God is a hack, but
exactly.
Young
Sheldon is still being influenced by his mother and doesn't really know what he's doing. So he still goes to church and he does the good Christian boy things, but he's not a Christian.
No, he's not. But anyway, so God damn it, Geark's already having problems. That's fine. Whatever, it's fine. But
what?
If I have to use the OBS recording, it's gonna sound like shit. But at least we're not gonna lose it no matter what. I have an OBS recording. It's fine.
I don't know what you said.
Geark, one of our recording bots, is already giving us problems. Unfortunately, so we have lost one. Well, we didn't lose him. In fact, I should probably restart him because what I can do actually is if I restart Geark now. If Craig goes out, then I will have Geark to stitch together like a Frankenstein. So
Frankenstein Geark.
So Geark is gonna restart. We're gonna have a little backup. So if I have to do some Frankenstein, I'm too lazy to do the Frankenstein. I'm probably just gonna do the OBS audio if Craig fucks up. But you know,
on a weird note, I still don't know why you don't like the movie Megazord.
Movie Megazord sucks. It's so bad.
It really doesn't. It's not that bad. I'm just looking at the image that I posted earlier. Like when it's in lighting, it looks pretty good in my opinion.
So they all signed the
thing ever.
They all signed the petition, and then Trini's like, "Hey guys, why don't you come along when we deliver it?" And then Jason's like, "No, I gotta teach a karate class." And then Billy's like, "No, because I gotta do a science fair club. I'm the president. The first meeting's today." And Zach's
like,
I
have a question.
Sure.
How is he the president if this is the first meeting?
Well, they probably established the president prior.
That don't make sense.
It's pretty stupid that they did it that way, but you know.
You gotta hold the meeting so you can hold the vote so you can determine who the president is.
Well, maybe
the president from last year.
Maybe it just carries through the years. Maybe he was just the president last year. Yeah. That's probably what it is. Headcanon accepted.
I'm not gonna say that line until after you say the next part.
So the thing about Zach, right, is Zach says he can't go because Alpha has something to talk to him about that's super important, and he wanted to talk to Zach specifically. Now, this is true. This is correct, as we will see. It really sounded like a lie when Zach said it.
It really did. I was like so concerned. I'm like, why is Zach lying?
So Trini like talks shit. She like makes a dig at them for not acting like a team. Which I feel like is kind of unfair because they all have prior engagements and you're springing this on them. And then they say no because they have prior engagements and you're like, you're not doing a team good. Let's back it up, Trini. That's a little unreasonable.
Yeah, honestly. And I can't make the joke I want to make.
No.
We haven't gotten to the spot that I want to make the joke at.
No. So the girls thank the guys for signing, and the guys exit. Then Bulk is just there. He's just kind of standing around, and he burps loudly just so they look up at him. Skull is also there, and also is there, just like a girl, I guess.
I'm not sure if that was a girl or just a guy with a really long hair.
It was definitely a female. This was definitely, there was going to be a girl in Bulk and Skull, and they decided against it. So that this is I think maybe one of two appearances. I think she might be in another one, but this is definitely one of the very few, if not only, appearances of this girl. But yeah, so there's a girl for Bulk and Skull today. They have a third punker who is female. And Bulk just drops some trash on the ground and he's like, recycle that! And Skull does a laugh, and then Kim's like, get a life, Bulk. They say that to them a lot. Specifically, they tell Bulk and Skull to get a life a lot.
They really do.
And then Skull crushes a can, tells them to take it to the dump with them, then throws it at them.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about how they're kind of being misogynists.
Then the girls duck it. Then Bulk and Skull and Punk Girl all laugh. And then a kid, just a random bystander, sees the trash on the ground and picks it up and
puts it in the
trash. Like a nice, young, just regular boy, not minding his own business. And then Bulk calls him a geek and dumps the trash can on him.
And then I want to say this part, okay? And then Bulk and Skull decide to kick it at Kimberly.
They do roll a whole trash can at Kimberly.
To which she decides, you know what? I'm not just gonna walk around it. No, I'm gonna do a fucking somersault.
She's gonna do a flip
it.
because she's Kimberly Hart. Of course, she's gonna do a flip.
And this may be the actual worst thing Bulk and Skull have done in this episode, in my opinion. So Bulk and Skull then get on either side of her. And they both act like they're just gonna grab her or like hit her or something. But Kimberly just goes, yoink, and the two that are coming at her just walk into each other for some fucking reason. I do
have to go back real quick and mention that after they threw the trash can at Kim... Oh, hey, here's proof! Here's proof of that I'm right! Because they roll the trash can at Kimberly. Kimberly, by the way, I think we talked about this during the spoiler section. It's not a spoiler, it's a headcanon, so I'll say it now. Kimberly and Skull definitely get married, canonically in the real show, for sure. And Crow thinks that he likes Trini, actually, and he's wrong about that.
No, it's not that I think that he likes Trini. It's that Jason Narvey
said it once.
Confirmed that it's Trini.
First of all, he does not have the power to confirm shit. Jason Narvey does not write Power Rangers. Second of all, I'm fairly sure
that
he literally just got mixed up when they asked him. Like his brain, he just wasn't really thinking, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Trini. I liked Trini, right?" When
no. He had actual lore behind it too.
Did he?
Yeah, he had actual reasoning. Okay. So he said Skull is in his teens, so he had to have been born around like season 2, season 3-ish. Who is the only girl to leave around the time of season 2, and we never see her again. And
how would that happen?
Trini.
No.
And I don't know how it happened. I don't care how it happened. It makes Spike Asian.
I hate that you're so insistent on this just because you're so mad that Samurai did a whitewash and you just wanted Asian to be in it so bad.
Yes, I do want Asian to be in it.
Even though there is already an Asian in it. It's not like it has no Asians.
Yeah, but then they made the Asian that is in it, or the actual Asian that is in it, Mexican.
I'm sorry?
I don't think you realized that he was Antonio was actually fucking Asian, and then they made him fucking Mexican for some reason, and it's like weird.
I was talking about Mia.
Mia is
Right?
Mia is weird. Also, I don't think she's Asian.
I
The
think
character
Mia
probably
Watanabe might be Asian.
The character probably is, but the actress, I'm 90% sure isn't.
Also, definitely is Asian. Shut up.
No, hold on.
Asian enough for samurai.
Samurai's dumb, and you know this because apparently a white man was Asian enough.
They didn't have to be Asian. Anyway, we're not having the samurai whitewashing conversation because we will just kill each other, and then that'll be the end of the podcast.
Yeah, we would just kill each other on episode 2 of the podcast.
We'll have the samurai whitewashing discussion when we get to samurai.
That, or we'll have it when we get to the Green Samurai Ranger. When I still bring up him being an actually good character compared to the Samurai Rangers.
Okay, fair. So, I was gonna say, I don't think I ever actually said the line. Kimberly flips over the trash can, and then Skull says, "Guess you finally flipped over me," because they will be married someday.
No.
So, as Crow said, they do go to attack Kim, and they do get each other instead. And they do a scream because they're accidentally hugging each other, and that's gay, and you can't be gay in the 90s. So they
can be gay, and they are gay.
They break apart frantically, and they end up with their butts in recycling bins. You know, Kim and Trini mock Bulk for a minute, and then they leave to go do the petition. Punk Girl tries to get Bulk out of the recycling bin, but he's stuck in there. He's just really good in there, so it's not quite working out. We cut to Rita, who's looking at the waste dump, planning to do something to Kim and Trini when they enter. Hey guys, this dump site, the owner, the name on the deed of this dump site is Rita Repulsa. What? Huh?
What? I did not catch that. What?
This dump site is owned. It belongs to Rita Repulsa.
No.
Yes, it's her dump site. She literally says that it's just where she dumps all the like gunk that comes out of the Monster-matic when they make monsters. They just dump it down there at Rita Repulsa's dump site.
Bruh, that's weird.
It is really weird. How does she own a dump site?
She's
Who
rich.
sold Rita Repulsa a dump site?
The same people that the same people that let orgs exist.
Fair. So
this is just a plot of Wild Force. I'm not even kidding.
So the plan is to ambush them with putties and then finish them off with a monster before the other Rangers can come in and fuck it up. And then Rita says, and I quote, "We can't lose this one." Sure, Rita, sure. Rita commands that the putties be prepared, and then we cut to the dump, where the camera pans around to show you just how gross everything is. Kim and Trini walk in. Kim's like, "Ew, it's gross in here." And then Trini wonders what some of the gunk is. Kim's just like, "I don't want to know. Don't tell me." They walk around some more, and Kim's like, "It doesn't seem like there's anyone here to give this to." Then Trini's like, "If that's true, then why does it feel like we're being watched?" And then 1 calendar millisecond later, the putties flip in.
And the putties are probably the best part of this episode.
Putties are the best part of pretty much every episode, I think, really.
Well, no, until we get to season 2.
That's fair. That's not fair at all, actually. The season 2 putties are the best ones.
No. There's something better than the putties in season 2, and you know what they are.
Oh, there's the fake putties in season 2.
No. Vulcan Skull.
Well, yeah,
season 2. They're the best part of season 2.
I thought you were making a putty on the brain joke.
No. No, I was making a Vulcan Skull joke.
So the putties slip in. Kim and Trini start fighting. Trini is a murder weapon. She's
a murder hornet, man.
Ass.
She's a murder hornet.
Kim also is not doing terrible. She's fine. Rita's watching. She's gonna send the monster just as soon as it's ready, just as soon as it's cooked up.
In the monster oven.
In the monster oven, which is actually the Monster-matic, because Crow is a fake fan and he doesn't know the name.
No, I blanked on it earlier because Riely said something about a machine and confused me, and I'm like, it's the monster oven.
The monster oven. Yeah. So Rita's watching the fight. Yeah, we already read that part. You cut to the command center. Alpha called Zach there. That is true. That is a real thing. So that he can show him a hip hop dance moves.
Yeah, that is like the best part of this episode. Not even kidding.
So Zach starts to show him the moves. Alpha's like, "Whoa, that's crazy, bro!" And then he does call this hip hop keto, and that is the first time they say hip hop keto.
I thought they said
But
it.
he really was not doing fight moves. He was just doing dances.
Doesn't make it bad.
No. There was a good dance. I think it was weird that this is the thing they were like, this is hip hop keto.
Well, this is one of the hip hop ketos. It's one of the hip hop ketos.
There's no show me that dance and give me all the play-by-plays on how this dance is used as a martial art. Don't actually do that.
Can we also talk about how the dance? I can't say that. Never mind.
Stop trying to make once and always references.
I'm not trying to.
Okay.
They just keep coming up, and it's like, because that's a better episode than this.
The once and always definitely better than Teamwork. I would go as far as say definitely better than everybody Morphin Power Rangers episode we've talked about so far.
It's definitely better than the 3 that we were talking about.
It's definitely better than the 3 we've discussed so far. But
there's one that will debatably be better, but
just one, really?
Well, 5, but
yes, I know, but
I'm counting them as one because they're all part of the same.
We are going to count them as one.
So it's like one that is debatably better in season 1 alone. Season 2, there's a bunch of them that are definitely better.
I don't know. You suck season 2's dick too hard. I have nostalgia for it. I like it, but
I have one episode that's just my favorite thing ever.
Well, I mean, my favorite episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, as I've said before, is Green No More, a season 2 episode. But I would not argue
that mine is a different episode of season 2.
Yours is a fun, silly episode, which is also a very good episode. But anyway, so Alpha's fascinated by the moves, but then the alarm sounds. That's bad.
Yeah, it's always bad when an alarm sounds because you got that beep, beep,
and they
my lights went off. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I need to turn this back on before I go into bird mode.
No, bird mode. Bird mode is coming for him.
my Bluetooth got disconnected.
No!
So my lights didn't want to turn back on. Before anyone starts making fun of me, I have trained my brain so that once my light the amount of time, I will just fall asleep.
It's fair.
Because it helps keep my sleep schedule decent.
So they look at the viewing globe. Kim and Trini are getting numbers gamed by some putties. They're having trouble. And then Alpha goes, "Dudette's in trouble! Dudette's in trouble!" Because it's the 90s. Alpha asks what they should do, and then Zordon's like, "All right, you got to get the rest of the team to help. We're gonna call Billy and Jason." They call Billy and Jason, tell them to teleport there immediately. They do. Jason's like, "What's going on?" And then Zordon's like, "This is what's going on." And then Zach's like, "Here's what's going on the viewing globe." And they all get caught up. We cut to Rita's palace and Finster's lab. Where Rita's like, "Hey Finster, monster ready?" Then Finster's like, "Yep, just finishing up, putting him in the Monster-matic, my Minotaur that I have. He's gonna go in the Monster-matic." And then he comes out, and then he is immediately zapped down to Earth. We cut to the command center, where Zordon's about to send the guys off to help the girls, but then he sees that Rita sent a monster, so he's like, "Oh, okay, I guess you gotta go deal with the monster. We can't go help the girls, sorry." And then Jason calls the first real "It's Morphin' Time." We did get Zordon saying "It's morphing time" last time, but this is the first real one. And then they morph. Is your mic okay?
Yeah, I don't have anything I can really say about this.
I just saw your circle light up and I didn't hear you talk, so I was like,
"No,
what's
I
going
didn't
on?"
say anything. I was My phone vibrated, and that's what set it off.
That's probably what the circle was then, yeah. So they morph. They had to take on the Minotaur. They try to kick him, but he's got a big shield, and he does deflect it. He also deflects Jason's Blade Blaster, which then hits the Rangers. So they're not having a good time. And we cut to the dump site, where Kim's like, "You think we got them all?" But then immediately there's 2 more. They did not get them all. They see some barrels behind them, and they're like, "Ooh, interesting."
Hey, my internet is crashing. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Gotta leave and gotta close Discord and open it back.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Jack, stop it. I do not care what you have to say.
What is Jack saying?
He's ranting about men.
About men? Oh, Min. Okay.
He's ranting about her in my DMs.
Okay, nothing about her. The name is not a spoiler, but we cannot say anything else.
We're probably going to have to put another timestamp at the end of this so that I can just read off what he says.
We're also not going to... No. I'm not putting in another timestamp for that. Shut the fuck up. So, stuff happens. And then more stuff happens. They see the barrels behind them. They come up with a plan. Kim taunts the putties. The putties come over. And they beat them up and stick them in the barrels. We cut to the command center. Alpha is freaking out because Goldar is also attacking. There's bad stuff happening. Then Zordon tells Alpha to call the girls and have them morph and meet the others. And he's like, working together as a team is their only hope. We cut to Kim and Trini. They do the morph. I don't think one of them says the morph in time. Because I believe, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I do believe there is a significant swath of time in which they do not allow anybody except for Jason to say it's morphin time. As I recall, that is true. Except maybe that does not apply when a solo morph happens and it's not Jason. But if there is a group morph, even if Jason is not present, nobody else calls the morphin time. I believe at least early season 1 is true. But
Pretty sure for the first 9 episodes of our podcast, that will be the case.
If not, really stupid, because I do recall Tommy saying things that weren't its morphin time when he morphed, and they were all bad. And that was all Green Ranger stuff. So I imagine it was because they wanted Jason to say it the most. He does say, "I'm morphin' out of here," which I did use for the outro of this podcast, because it works for an outro for a podcast. But when you're doing a Power Rangers morph call, "I'm morphin' out of here," not a great one. Honestly, not too good. But Goldar's attacking. The girls got to morph. Goldar and the putties attack them, so they start to fight. Eventually, Trini just grabs Goldar, and he's like, "Kim, call the others!" And then Kim calls the others, and Trini just takes a gnarly slash. She gets fucked up. She gets a big slash from Goldar's sword. It was a little rough. We cut to the command center. Zordon and Alpha are watching both of the fights. Alpha's freaked out because the Power Rangers are not doing good. And then Zordon, "Hey guys." Zordon says, "Hey, it's time to reveal to them the ancient secrets of the power weapons, which you can buy at your local Toys R Us today."
No, you can't, actually. You can buy them. No, you can buy 3 of them on the Hasbro website.
I don't know the actual status of purchasing the power weapons in the current year of our Lord.
No, you can actually buy 3 of them that are like display pieces on the Hasbro website. It's on Hasbro Pulse.
My problem with this episode, I don't know if you can talk about your problems yet or if they're spoilers for later. But my problem with this episode is very general, so I can say it now. This episode, mostly, and a lot of Power Rangers suffers from this issue. This episode, mostly just a toy commercial.
Well, yeah.
This is definitely just the buy the power weapons at your local Toys R Us now episode, so... But anyway, so we cut to the guys. They're getting beat up by Minotaur. Lunk and Babu are just there, and they're throwing big rocks at the Power Rangers.
Yep. I'm saving my major problem for this episode for the end of the discussion on it.
Final thoughts and stuff.
Because it's better suited for there.
So yeah, Lunk and Babu throwing big rocks. Then we cut to Rita. She throws her magic wand down. She makes Minotaur grow. Then Big Minotaur does an evil bad guy stomp at the guys. We cut to Kim and Trini, who, from where they are, can see Giant Minotaur as well, because he's a big boy. Jason calls them, and he's like, "We need help. Call your Zords." And they all call their Zords. They all have their big Zord entrance. They do a little roll call as they board their Zords, as they tend to do. Then the pterodactyl blasts at Goldar and the putties, just on the ground. They're not giant. Pterodactyl just swoops in, just like bang, 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 bang. It was pretty good. The Triceratops and the Saber-toothed Tiger shoot at Minotaur. Minotaur shoots back at the Saber-toothed Tiger, but it does dodge. Then the Tiger runs and jump tackles Minotaur in the neck. So it's a pretty gnarly move. Then the Mastodon shoots an Ice Blast at Minotaur, which does literally nothing. He does not care. Billy shoots his Triceratops power hooks, which I guess is a thing he has.
Which are fucking sick. I'm not even kidding. Dude, It is
pretty rad.
I love the grappling hook horns. Those are sick.
So he's pulling at Minotaur, but the hooks are not holding. But then Billy increases the power, and he can pull Minotaur to the ground now. So he does that. We cut to Rita's palace for just a second, for Rita to be like, he can't, no, they can't beat him now, we're too close. I think they're gonna beat him now, I'm sorry, Rita. They cut back down to the fight. They actually don't beat him now, by the way. Cut back to the fight. The Minotaur is up, he got up, he standed up. Then he rams the Tyrannosaurus, knocks the Tyrannosaurus down. The Tyrannosaurus stands up, and then Jason's like, alright, Megazord. And then they do form the tank mode Megazord. They do a blast at Minotaur, but it does not do much. Then he returns with his own horn laser powers, and that's more effective. We cut to the command center. Alpha is still having a mental breakdown. Poor boy. What a poor young robot. He's like, the Zords don't stand a chance. And then Zordon's like, you're right, Alpha. You gotta get him back here. So they call the Power Rangers, tell them to come back to the command center, and they do. And then we cut to Rita for a second so she could be like, yeah, the Power Rangers ran away. The world is ours for the taking. Just give it a minute, Rita. Just give it a second. We cut to the command center, where the Rangers teleport in. They're all asking about what happened and why they couldn't beat them. And then Zordon's like, shut up. What he actually says is like, your questions will be answered in time. But what he means is, shut the fuck up, I'm talking. He says the Zords have returned to their hiding places, and now he's going to reveal their new powers and weapons. Now, these weapons also got 2 traits, as the Power Rangers did. So let me tell you about the weapons traits. It's just like what the weapons do. But I find it funny that it was framed in such a similar way. So Billy gets the Power Lance, which is a weapon of great power and range. Kimberly gets the Power Bow, which is accurate and strong. Jason gets the Power Sword, which is the key to all of the weapons' powers. That's the descriptor that the Power Sword gets.
Okay, I'm gonna let you finish, but I have to rearrange these for obvious reasons.
Well, I literally wrote them down in the order that they said them. So
I know, but I need to rearrange them. They've labeled them wrong.
So then,
as you can tell from the first 2.
So Zach gets the Power Axe, which is lightning quick and hard as diamond.
Again, wrong.
And Trini gets the Power Daggers, which are feather light and true as arrows.
Okay. Kimberly's ranged and true as fucking arrows. Obviously.
Well, they're not true as arrows. They are arrows.
Exactly. That's my point. Feather light works. Lightning quick should be with the Power Daggers.
Diamond hard works, but then that should also be the key because that's the fucking can't talk about that because that hasn't happened yet.
True. But I guess technically
then,
it is the most functional part of that thing that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
however,
it
the
is.
power sword is the thing that gets put on it last, and they do like a big jump when they put the power sword on. So
well, yeah, but then the axe is still the most important piece.
Anyway, we'll talk about that when we get there. But speaking of when we get there, Zordon does say that if they use the weapons together, they will be unstoppable. Stay tuned. Keep that in your pocket.
Unstoppable?
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. Yeah, they're going to be unstoppable.
I'm Sylvester the Cat from Looney Tunes, everybody. Look at me go. So Jason's like, yeah, Minotaur's going to be history. And then they teleport back into action. We get the shot again from Day of the Dumpster where the teleport streaks like travel, and then they just have a conversation while they're teleport streaks. What?
Which is a good thing.
Huh?
I really like that because it shows that while they are traveling, they are in the same space together, so they can converse.
Hey, bro, they are teleporting. This should take a second. They should not be able to communicate while they are teleporting.
Maybe it's just their thoughts.
What Power Rangers? Huh? Power Rangers? But you know what? It's fine. It's cool. So our good friend Streak Jason has a plan. He's gonna attack Minotaur with the weapons, and then if that doesn't work, they're gonna bring the weapons together, and I quote, blast him with their mega power. So that is the plan.
I'm gonna hit you with my mega power.
Mega power is in fact one word in the Netflix subtitles. So this is a brand.
The YouTube subtitles?
Mega power. I watched it on Netflix.
How did you watch it on Netflix? Oh wait, yeah, it is on Netflix.
Power Rangers. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Let me tell you something. It's on Netflix.
I forgot season 1 was on Netflix.
So anyway, they get there and they arrive to fight Minotaur. Minotaur is small again?
Yeah.
Why? Why is he not giant and attacking the city right now? What is Rita's end game?
Because Rita
might be a little stupid.
Rita's always stupid.
Rita might be a little dumb, actually. So the Rangers all summon their weapons, and they start chanting about how they're totally going to kill the Minotaur. They all do they do a little each one of them says yeah, we're gonna kill you. Yeah, so you better get out of here. It's that kind of thing. So they all attack. The weapons do good damage, which is the first good damage they've done on Minotaur all day. So that is exciting for them. And then Zordon's like, okay, time to bring them together. So we get the sequence for the first time.
And probably one of my most liked but also least liked sequences in this show.
Oh?
I love it because it's so good, but then I also don't like it because it feels weird.
There also is one coming up. Maybe I shouldn't spoil this, actually. It's not a spoiler, it's just it's just a silly thing that happens. I'm gonna say it now because I know you're gonna be super curious if I don't.
Yeah.
There is an episode coming up where they just say the weapon names wrong and they leave that in.
Yeah, I know.
They do the power blaster. It's like Dinodactors, the Triceralance, or whatever the fuck they were called, and it's like, what? Did you not check? Did you not check the footage before you aired it?
No, they did not, and that is actually why that happened. They just didn't check.
But so they do that sequence where they all throw their weapons up into the air. They say their name of the weapon, and then they all combine in the air. And it ends with Jason jumping up and placing the sword on top, bringing the cannon down, and it's one big cannon. And the Rangers fire it at Minotaur, and then Minotaur dies. Well, actually, before Minotaur dies, they do make a point to cut to Rita for 1 calendar second, just so she could say, "Uh-oh," and then Minotaur dies.
Uh-oh.
Then the Rangers celebrate. Rita's mad that she lost again. She blames Finster because his monster sucked. Which, yeah, Minotaur, honestly, not that great of a monster.
Debatable.
Then
There's something else that happens involving Minotaur that I disagree with you on.
in this episode or not?
No, not in this episode.
Okay, then we will not talk about it. We will save it
We
for
can't talk
whenever it
about
happens.
We've talked about it enough already this episode.
What the fuck? I was trying to make it not obvious that we were talking about Once and Always. Shut up. Whatever. I'm not cutting it out.
Anyway.
It's over.
Anyway, so final thoughts on the episode. Do you want to go first? Or
Hey, I'm not done.
Oh wait,
What?
I thought you were.
No.
Oh wait, there is more to this.
There is more. It does not end with Rita mad. They don't cut there.
That's where I would cut, honestly.
Rita calls all of her henchmen nitwits. You know, the regular stuff. Then we cut to all the Rangers unmorphed in the halls of Angel Grove High. Which nobody's there anymore. This is after school, I guess. What are they doing there?
I don't really know, honestly. It don't make sense.
So Trini feeds us all a lesson about teamwork. Then Billy says they might be able to get the dump site closed if they work together. They're gonna do that. But there's still trash everywhere because of Bulk and Skull. And then Mr. Kaplan walks in and sees, and he's mad. He's mad at the Power Rangers.
No, he's mad at
who
Kimberly.
Had nothing to do with this at all. That they did not clean it up.
He's mad that Kimberly and Trini didn't, specifically. Not necessarily that Zach, Jason, and Billy didn't do it, but that Trini and Kimberly didn't.
But first of all, he has no proof that they caused this, and I feel like he knows the contract. I feel like he knows that trash is directly sourced from Farkas Bulkmeyer and Eugene Skolovich. I feel like he is fully aware of that fact. But you know.
Yeah, probably, but he's also dumb.
Angel Grove High does not have a janitor, I guess, so he's gonna yell at the Power Rangers. And Kaplan's like, I want to talk to you guys. He points at them and he says, I want to talk to you. But then Zach does like a me? Are you talking to me specifically? Like he points to himself. Which, is he right? Is Kaplan racist?
I didn't catch that, but yeah, he probably is.
But you know. Then Kaplan gets talked away to talk to somebody named Mrs. That's not it. Mrs. Quagmire. So he's like, "You guys wait right here."
Okay, so so this person is related to Quagmire from Family Guy.
Family Guy. Oh, that was so funny.
That joke was actually funny. Fuck you.
Then Jason's like,
"You just have bad humor, Riely."
Maybe. Jason's like, how about we show some real teamwork by cleaning the hall real fast? And then they
get it done in like 2 seconds.
They do, in fact, do it real fast. Then Kaplan returns to a clean hall, and then the Power Rangers gaslight him into believing that it was clean the whole time.
Because it was clean the whole time, Riely.
And then Kaplan just goes, oh, and walks away.
Riely. Hey, Riely.
It was clean the whole time. I know.
It was. There was no mess.
No mess. No, zero mess. So Gordon? Sure.
Gordon, yeah, Gordon. It's Gordon now.
It's Gordon, you know, our good friend Gordon.
Not Gordon, Gordon.
Gordon. Yeah, it's pronounced Gordon. So Zordon calls the Power Rangers, congratulates them on a job well done. But there's static on the line. And Zordon's like, oh, I'm sorry for the static. It's because Alpha did dance moves. And then we cut to the command center, where Alpha's dancing is so bad that the computers are exploding.
You gotta admit, that was honestly one of the best scenes in this episode.
Listen, hey, stay tuned is all I'm gonna say about Alpha's terrible dancing. We'll talk about that again in a moment. And then Zach's like, hey, Alpha, forget the hip-hop, keep being a robot, keep making the computers work. Then the Rangers all laugh, and the episode ends. And that's teamwork. So, final thoughts? Tell me about why you didn't like it.
It felt like a really bad Wild Force episode. I'm not even kidding.
So I think you just conflated it with Wild Force because of the pollution, which I get. But
No. You could have completely replaced this cast and had it be Alyssa instead of Trini and Kimberly, and it would have made perfect sense.
It's just Alyssa and like Max, who she dragged into it against his will.
And they're just doing this for like a pond or something in the middle of the fucking nowhere to try and
like they're on like because Alyssa goes to college. They're just on Alyssa's college campus and they're collecting signatures about this dumb.
I don't like Wild Force, but you could literally replace everything in this episode with the Wild Force cast, and it would make sense.
I mean, maybe, but not really, because first of all, they're not in high school. Only one of them is in school.
From the high
college.
School, like put them in college, or put them Alyssa's college specifically because
go ahead. Sorry,
but then you have. I will give it props. It does have my favorite thing, but it's so out of place.
What, the hip hop keto?
No, but yes.
Okay,
that's not what I was talking about. But yes, specifically the Zord fight. Okay.
All right.
They have the Zord fights out of order.
Oh my god!
Lack of a better
up. There's no established order.
No, for lack of a better explanation on why it feels so off to me. You didn't let me finish.
I'm sorry.
It feels off because it feels like this should have come before we got the main Megazord. That makes sense?
Yes, and I believe that is the case in the Sentai footage.
Like
you think I know for sure because people don't know this yet, but I did start watching Jew Ranger, and I've definitely seen the Jew Ranger episode this footage is from. But I do not recall if it's before they get the Megazord or not.
But okay, the T-Rex coming after the Megazord made sense because it's the T-Rex. Of course, it's gonna do its own thing sometimes. But the Core 4 doing that 2 episodes in felt really out of place.
I like when they just do it sometimes.
I do too. I really do. I really enjoy that. But it did still feel out of place. This is something I'm going to bring up with Season 2 as well. Because Season 2 does the same mistake.
You know, can't win them all.
Yeah, it's just that's just a nitpick and like a comfort thing. It's like, but why?
I mostly just like this episode because it's kind of just nothing. Like there's nothing that really draws me in. It's just go buy the power weapons at Toys R Us today. Like that's the episode.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That, and then it has one of my most hated scenes with Bulk and Skull in it, and it's just I don't like this episode.
I did not hate the scene nearly as much as the scene they have at Day of the Dumpster.
Well, yeah, but
because like
this episode,
they were just gonna hug Kimberly aggressively. I get like, what was the plan?
I'm not sure.
They were just going to aggressively hug Kimberly.
I feel like they were going to bear hug her and try and crush her ribs or something.
Well, I don't think they were going to crush her ribs. They might have tried to hurt her in that way. But I think even Bulk and Skull at their worst are not going to try to break Kimberly's bones, but they will squeeze her.
So, I can't think about why that was the first instinct of why I said that. Because that's part of the next episode.
I know what you meant. I'm sure you didn't actually think that they were going to break his rib.
No. If you go back and watch the next episode, the first 5 minutes of the next episode.
Well, we'll get there in the first 5 minutes of the next episode that we're going to talk about soon.
Anyway, final rankings of this episode. It's bad.
Okay. Well, first of all, we got to do favorite character and favorite scene.
Favorite character.
My favorite character. Hey guys, my favorite character in this episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I think it's Alpha a little bit.
Okay, good.
You know?
Making sure I wasn't the only one that thought that.
I think, the Rangers, they were fine, but they didn't stand out in any way. I really like Alpha just trying to be hip with the kids and doing hip hop.
No. The best part of Alpha in this is the fact that he dances so bad that he makes the computers explode.
Yes, and then he dances so bad that the computers explode, and that is fucking hilarious.
That won him best spot for this episode.
My favorite character is Alpha, and I'm glad we're in agreement.
Yes, Alpha, best character in episode 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
And I wanted to give my favorite scene to something different, but honestly, I have to give it to Alpha dancing and the computers exploding.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else I can give it.
Hey guys,
I would give it to the Kimberly flip, but that flip was just meh.
It was not a powerful enough flip.
It was not a powerful enough flip, and it didn't have enough impact on the episode. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, Alpha.
Yeah. So
I'm not sorry.
Favorite. We did all the favorites already.
Wait, hold up. Favorite Zord of the episode, because I'm adding that one to this since they did have individual Zord fights. I want to add that.
Just for funsies, we'll do favorite Zord.
Out of the 4. Favorite Zord out of the 4.
Hey, I don't remember much of what those Zords did. No, I guess I guess the pterodactyl, because she just blasted regular style Goldar and putties, just fucking started blasting. I like that, so I'll go with pterodactyl.
You want to know what I pick?
What?
Triceratops.
He did do pretty good. He did have his power.
Triceratops had like the most intricate fight scene out of the 4, because it had the grappling hook, it had the tail blaster, and it had the fact that it looked like it went into its transformation mode just to show off the butt connector that the Triceratops has.
Yep. But okay.
So it's the Triceratops.
But okay. Hey guys, guess what? The current ranking for this one, number 3, the bottom.
Number 4. Go ahead and ranking it below the next one.
Well, we're not ranking the next one yet. So right now, Teamwork is number 3. Because I think it's obvious, because I think Day of the Dumpster and High Five are going to stay very high on the rankings. They are both very good. Teamwork is probably going to stay near the bottom. There is an episode coming up entitled Island of Illusion that I hear is pretty bad. So maybe Island of Illusion will be worse, but I feel like Teamwork is going to stay pretty low.
Teamwork.
But I hear it's pretty. I have watched it, to be clear. I have watched all of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. However, I have very loose memories of Island of Illusion. So
I don't remember Island of Illusion either.
I just heard it's bad. But anyway, so that's Teamwork, baby. Which means we got to talk about a pressing engagement. Crow, tell us the details.
And the details. I accidentally closed my tab.
Damn it.
I went and opened multiple things. Crap. Hold on. Okay, a pressing engagement written by Jeff Deckman and Ronnie Sperling, airing on September 9th of 1993, and then re-airing on January 9th of 2010 in the re-release.
Oh, you got the fucking fancy dates.
I had to add the re-release because I needed to.
Who directed it, Crow?
It was directed by Adrian Carr. God damn it, why is he back?
He's back. He directed Day of the Dumpster, and now he's directing...
Yeah, he directed Day of the Dumpster and
High Five, right? Well, hey, we really like Day of the Dumpster and High Five, so maybe that's...
I really like High Five in general.
I also liked High Five. It's gonna stay pretty high.
You didn't like it more than Day of the Dumpster like I did.
But I think Day of the Dumpster holds like a special legacy that just kind of makes it better. But they are both very good episodes, and I think maybe if I was completely unbiased about Day of the Dumpster, it would be below it. But I think Day of the Dumpster is an episode that deserves some bias. It is the first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's not going to be on the top forever, but I want it to be on top for some amount of time. It actually, spoiler alert, it might not make it past next episode being on the top. But we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's not go into any detail right now, Crow. Don't react to what I just said. But stay tuned.
I zoned out what you said. I was reading some of the errors on the wiki page for this episode.
So also this episode was written by 2 people?
Yeah, it was written by...
It's the first time this happens, I think.
It was written by Jeff Deckman and Ronnie Sperling. I know
they do that sometimes. Like, I all of Time Force is written by Judd Lynn and Jackie Marchand. So the two writers is not a stranger thing to Power Rangers. But
yeah, Ronnie Sterling is not even credited on the episodes that she wrote. It just says is a writer who wrote for Mighty Morphin Season 1 with Jeff Deckman. And then Jeff Deckman also doesn't have any like episodes associated with him. It's just Jeff Deckman is a writer who wrote for Mighty Morphin Season 1 with Ronnie Sperling, and it's just a cycle.
cycle forever. There's
So
never ending.
we need to keep track of what episodes they write.
We do. So we start off at the juice bar. Jason's doing bench presses. Ernie is spotting him. A small crowd has gathered around him. He is almost to 1,000 reps, and that's a large number of reps to do with a bench press. That's pretty wild.
On a weird topic with the bench press, real quick.
Don't talk about the thing yet. If you're gonna say the thing, don't.
No, I'm gonna talk about how much he was bench pressing.
Okay.
He was bench pressing 225s and then had like a 10 and a 5 on each side.
A little
So
unbalanced, buddy.
I know that was balanced, but that's like
Oh, I thought you said it was 25 on one side and a 10 and a 5 on the other. I was like,
no,
Jason, what are you doing, buddy?
He has 225s on each side and then a 10 and a 5 on each side.
Okay, so he has 40
So he has
total pounds
100.
on each side.
So he has 145, and he was close to 1,000
What?
reps with that. But
You
no,
said a 10 and a 5 and a 25.
wait, 130. Sorry,
A 10 and a 5 and a 25. That's 40.
2 10s. Okay, hold up. 2 25s on each side.
Oh, you said 25. You didn't say two 25s.
I said 2 25s. It just cut out. But there's 2 25s on each side. There's a 10 on each side, and then there's a 5 on each side.
Okay, so it's 65 times 2.
Yeah.
Which is 130. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is doing 135 pounds for 1,000 reps.
It's crazy. Kim is doing some gymnastics in the background. She'll become involved in a minute. Ernie's like, okay, the record's 1,010. You're almost there, Jason. Kim walks up. And he's like, what number's he on? And then Ernie is eating a sandwich, and he's like, 1,002. Which you could definitely hear that he said 1,002. But he did have his mouth full, and Kim's like, I'm sorry, maybe with less sandwich, please. And then Jason does a rep, so he's like, oh, 1,003. And Kim's like, yeah, Jason, you can do it. And then right near the end, Ernie loses count and says that Jason has to start over. Because he's too busy eating his goddamn sandwich like a goofball.
He's also drinking his strawberry lemonade.
Yes, of course. How could I forget? The iconic Ernie strawberry lemonade.
No, that is genuinely what I see him drinking just about every time.
Is that the name of this episode?
What?
Is this episode called the iconic Ernie strawberry lemonade? That's the first thing I've said that I think could be an episode title.
No, we're calling it strawberry lemonade. Gotta have like the multiple A's.
No, if we're doing anything, it's Ernie's iconic strawberry lemonade. But hopefully, I will find a better name. I don't think that's the biggest banger that we could come up with.
Or a Wild Force episode in disguise. I would do
Hey,
that one.
Hey, are we watching Wild Force actually?
Yeah, it's a Wild Force episode in disguise. That's the episode title.
I'm not calling it that.
That's what I would call it.
We'll figure it out. So that happens. Jason drops his weights in defeat. Then we cut to Rita's palace. She's watching. She's like, Jason isn't as tough when he's alone. So
Despite him doing 1,000 bench presses as she's watching him,
we're gonna send Goldar and a monster, and they're gonna separate Jason from the others and then kill him. And then the other Rangers will die easier because they don't have a leader to be alive and lead them.
Despite Zach and Billy.
Well, I guess, yeah, there is a command chain.
And Kimberly
if
all
died, and then Zach would just be the leader then.
Like, that's not even how that works. They would just all, like, immediately be like, okay, well, what do we do? And Zach would just be like,
Here's what we do, because I'm the leader now.
We dance. And we kick his ass. And we avenge our
We do a dance. Yes, of course. So they're gonna do that. That's Rita's plan. He's gonna have Goldar and a monster separate Jason. They're gonna go back in time to first Thanksgiving to take turkey off the menu.
What?
That's a dumb meme reference that I just made.
That's the episode title. Take turkey off the menu.
No, that's not. That has nothing to do with the title. I just referenced a meme. That's not what the title is going to be. We cut to the juice bar on what I believe is the same day, and Jason is attempting the record again, and is over 1,000 again. Dude has some fucking endurance. My lord.
Yeah.
This man, he's something else. So Jason is almost there. Kim is watching. She's chewing some gum. That will become important in a second. Zach rides in on his skateboard into the juice bar. Just starts skating around the juice bar like a little delinquent. And then just as Jason's about to reach the record, hey guys, Zach loses control on his skateboard, and Kim makes a real big bubblegum bubble.
Okay, pause on the bubblegum bubble real quick.
Okay.
And we talk about the guy in the background who just goes, hey guys, look at Kim. And then you just see her with the giant fucking balloon in her mouth. It is very clearly a pink balloon.
It is definitely just a pink balloon, yes.
But it's like the guy in the background who's like, hey, look at Kim, don't look at Jason. And then just Zach rolls up and goes, pop, and it just covers their faces.
Yep, Zach rolls up, they crash, the bubble pops, Zach and Kim get gooped by the gum, and Jason again puts his weight down in defeat as he gets distracted, so he does not finish the rep, unfortunately. We cut back to Rita, and she's like, oh, Jason's having a real off day, so I'm more confident that this plan will work good. And then Lunk and Babu are like, can we help? And then Rita's like, no.
I love that I have subliminally messaged your brain into believing that his name is Lunk now.
I mean, that's just what I call him now. That's just his name to me.
Because I made a fuck up in DMs, and now he's just Lunk.
He's just Lunk. So the plan is to separate everyone, and then Goldar is going to get real big, and then he's going to crush Jason. Stay tuned on that being the plan. Spoiler alert, that's not what they do. Goldar does grow eventually, but that is, as they describe it, it does not occur. But anyway, so Rita is like, hey, Finster, you got a monster yet? Finster's like, not yet. And then Babu's like, oh shit, Finster's in trouble. And then Rita just mocks him. Like, she doesn't yell at him like you think she's gonna do. She's just like, what's wrong, Finster? You losing your touch? And then Finster's like, I just need a minute, alright? Cut the guy a break, Rita. He just needs a minute. So Finster takes a little sit, and he thinks of King Sphinx, who is a guy who can use his wings to blow the others away from Jason, which Rita likes that. She's a fan. Then we cut back to the juice bar, where Kim is currently gymnasticking once again. Jason and Zach are sitting at a table nearby, just watching. Zach apologizes to Jason for the bubblegum skateboard incident, which Jason accepts. They do one of those like radical slap handshakes where you like slap into each other, then you do a handshake. Is that what dabbing someone up is? I need the Zoomer lingo here, Crow. Is that dabbing someone up? Is that what that is?
Is what dabbing someone up?
When you just like do like a slap handshake.
I don't know.
I figured since you're in high school in the year 2023, you would know what dabbing someone.
You act like I'm popular, dude.
That's fair. Nobody wants to dab you up. What a tragic existence! But nobody wants to dab you up.
You do know that I am a dork.
You are a dork. That is true. That is a true statement of fact about you.
I don't spend time trying to get dabbed up by random people in the hallways.
That is true. That is exactly.
What amount of weirdos in my fucking grade.
So anyway, they do the radical slap handshake, which may or may not be dabbing up. Then Jason's like, another round, and then Kim sits down next to them. Now I did write. I was getting still. I feel I regret writing this down, but I will say it anyway. I was getting real silly about jokes, and I did in fact write down that Kim's feet do appear in the shot. We do. Amy Jo Johnson's
Riely.
feet are displayed on the screen. It is a
Riely.
real thing that happens.
Riely.
Yes.
What are you
Yes,
trying
bro?
to awaken in our listeners?
Something that's already been awakened in me. We're not going to talk about my foot fetish on Megazord Radio. Let's not. Listen, you know, there's a guy out there. There's
Hey,
a guy
Riely.
who.
Hey, Riely.
Yes.
Imagine if Rose just didn't wear shoes in that
She just
episode.
took those combat boots off. Then it'd be over for me.
You would just be dead.
I would just die at that moment. But anyway, so there is a guy on like Reddit or something that like did like a comprehensive list of every time that Kim Wexler's feet are visible in Better Call Saul. And I feel like it would be really funny if I did that for Kimberly Hart.
You're weird.
It's probably only like 10 total times, whereas I believe Kim Wexler, it was a much higher total. I think the Better Call Saul people knew what they were doing.
You want to know what else you should be counting when we
What?
eventually get to it?
What should I be counting?
How many times Cat's feet are seen?
Probably a similar amount of time to Kim's. There are, I don't want to talk about feet for too much longer, but I will say there are, since Kimberly is a gymnast, I believe that does allow for opportunity for her feet to appear several times because she is a gymnast and she's on the balance beam without shoes. But even that, I believe, probably only happens a few times. And the same can be said for like Kat when she does like ballet or whatever, I guess. But I assume a little less.
She's a swimmer, not a ballet person.
Hey, Crow, she's a swimmer for one calendar episode. They never bring it up again, and she's a ballerina.
That's dumb.
So anyway, enough about Kat. We'll talk about Kat in about 2 seasons. We'll talk about Kim, who we just discussed her feet at great length, and we will stop doing that now. Zach apologizes to Kim about the skateboard bubblegum incident. She also accepts because they're all good, nice friends. Jason's bummed that he can't get the record. He doesn't want to be known as a quitter. Now, real quick, before we move on, guys, hey, everyone. Jason can totally beat this record, right? Like he was like 2 away twice in the same day. So I think he's got it. I think first of all, I think it should already count. Like what a tragic fact that it does not. But like he obviously can do it easily. And then Zach just like a quitter. You can't quit, but he does not get that far. He's just like a quitter. That's all he says. And then Bulk and Skull walk in, and they're all laughing it up, taunting Jason about how he's not able to beat the record. Hey everyone. This bench press record, this 1010 or the 1009, I guess, a bench press record is held by Farkas Bulkmeyer. He is strong, actually, as it turns out.
And this is what I was talking about earlier when I was like, he was just trying to break Kimberly's bones.
I mean, maybe he would have done it by accident. He doesn't know his own bench
That's
pressing
my point.
power.
That's my point. He doesn't know his power. If this man can do 1,010, bro can break someone's bones by accident.
This is so weird because in literally every other instance in which Bulk's strength is referenced in all history of the show, it is definitely implied that he is a weak boy. However, in this episode, he does in fact hold a 1009 bench press record. So, turns out, pretty strong dude.
Yup.
Bulk grabs Jason. Zach jumps to help him, but then Jason's like, no, I got this. Now, then Paul Schreier delivers the funniest line read in, I think, Power Rangers history. You probably didn't even notice. It was so, like, subtle and immediate. But I heard this line, and I had to rewind, like, 3 times just to make sure I got the exact text. because first of all, the line is great, and second of all, the way Paul Schreier delivers it is really funny. And he's just like, so somebody says, he's like, oh, you're tough? You're a man? You're so tough, I'm shaking. And then he and Skull do like a little shake motion. I just love how he delivers like, oh, you're tough? You're a man?
That sounds like a Jason Darby quote.
Skull's just like, yeah, probably. He didn't say that. Jason, then, to escape Bulk's stronghold, he reaches back and tickles him. And then as Bulk is distracted from being tickled, he just slams down on his foot, steps on his foot real hard. Then that's how he escapes. And then a series of unfortunate events occurs for Farkas Bulkmeyer. He gets his foot stepped on. He's like, oh, my foot. And then he bends over in pain, and then his pants rip.
Yep.
And it reveals his silly undies. He has like teddy bear undies or some shit. It's funny that he's wearing these underwear. I don't quite remember what they were. Then Jason, Zach, and Kim all laugh at him, and then Bulk just like does a gesture to Skull. He's like, help me. Are you help? And then I believe Skull tries to pull his pants up, but instead he grabs the underwear and gives him a wedgie, and the whole pants fall down. So now Bulk has no pants. His pants are on his ankles. He sneers at Skull angrily. Then Skull runs away, and then Bulk tries to follow him, but as you'll recall, there are pants at his ankles, so he does fall. Everybody's laughing it up, and the whole juice bar is got the whole squad laughing, and then Bulk stumbles away.
Yep.
And then Jason says, and hey, this conversation that Jason and Zach are about to have, this exchange, I wrote this down because I wanted to say it. You would think the text of this exchange, the dialogue they exchange, sounds like it would be like sass. It sounds like they would be like being shitty to each other, but it's like a completely genuine and polite, not snarky at all conversation, but it's just so phrased like it's confrontational, because Jason says, I told you I could handle it myself. Then Zach says, no one said you couldn't, which sounds like it would be like accusatory and like arguing. This is just completely normal, polite conversation. They just say it weird.
No, it was weirdly written and probably intended to be snarky, but then they were like, nah, let's make this genuine, and they did it genuine, and it was actual compliments and stuff.
Well, I
And
mean, usually these Power Rangers are not snarky to each other. Kim is snarky to Bulk and Skull, but they're not snarky to each other, except for that one time that Zach told Trini to back off last episode. Not last episode, the episode before. Last podcast episode 2. He does tell Trini to back off very aggressively, and that like I was like, wow, like that shocked me.
excuse me.
I
yawned again. I'm not sure if that picked up or not.
No, I did hear it. That one wasn't as weird. Kim's like, there's nothing wrong with getting help from your friends. Hey guys, we found the moral. We did it. That's the moral of the story today.
That's the entire episode.
Then Jason's like, no, there isn't. And then he just like, unless you're trying to break the bench press record, he gets pouty. Then they get a call.
I have a question.
Sure.
How many more pages of notes do you have?
I don't know, because the iPad doesn't show me the pages like computer did. I was reading them on computers last time, so I could not tell you. I mean, not a lot, but like
I was trying to guess.
Hey, you know about the contents of the rest of the episode? That much.
I don't remember how much. I don't know how far into the episode we are.
Well, we'll find out together.
That was why I was asking pages, because that gives me a context clues as to how far we are into it.
Well, unfortunately, I do not have access to that information. So they get a call from Zordon, and then immediately they're like, oh shit, and they all move to cover Jason's communicator so people don't notice. Then Ernie sees them, and he just like skeptically looks, and then Zach's just like, new watch, and then they all just leave.
Yep, and it was actually pretty good.
They leave Ernie with new smoothies that they're not going to drink because they're leaving. Zach just tells Ernie to put it on his tab, which Zach does not have a real tab. He just made these drinks, and now nobody's going to pay for them.
No, Zach's going to pay for them later, just off.
No, he probably would. Zach's going to try to pay for them off screen, and then Ernie's going to be like, "Don't worry about it." That's what's going to happen. And then the three Rangers, they step over to the lockers to take the call from Zordon. Then Zordon's like, Goldar, Putties, Monster are at a theater in the park, I think he says. And they need to go there. They gotta do Power Rangers. Then Jason just very softly and casually is like, it's morphin' time, guys. And then they morph. You see it usually he kind of like screams it at the top of his lungs, so it's really jarring when he's just like, yeah, it's morphin' time, guys. They enter the scene where the monsters and Goldar and all them people are. They start fighting Putties, and it's at this point that I really started to wonder, hey, Crow, where the hell are Billy and Trini? They do not appear for the first 12 minutes of this episode.
I thought it was like the first 20. What?
But we will get to where they actually were, and my theory as to what they were doing there. You
don't want to know my theory because my theory is
my theory is probably the same theory that you have, but we'll see. So
mine is not safe for work. That was what I would try.
Mine is also not safe for work, so I'm pretty sure we have the same one, but we'll get there.
Probably.
Rita yells to Goldar, and it's like, don't waste time fighting. Get the others away from Jason. And then we go back to the fight, where Kim is absolutely tactically murdering a putty. During which she's like, it seems like they're after something. And then King Sphinx hears her say that and just yells, "We are!" And then does. I love
Can we talk
that
about how
line
cool
so
King Sphinx
much.
is as a concept?
I love King Sphinx. Yes, he's a great monster. Much better than Minotaur. Fuck Minotaur.
Well, no. There's a redeeming quality
Of Minotaur or of King Sphinx?
of Minotaur.
Okay, well, I mean, whatever. He's fine.
I can't talk about said redeeming quality though.
Yep, don't talk about it. Just stop referencing it, please.
I'm not trying to. You're talking shit about Minotaur, and it's like, I gotta stop you from talking shit about Minotaur because he's not as bad. But I can't say why he's not as bad as that because.
Listen. We've already blown the Minotaur is in it. It's a different guy though. It's not the same Minotaur.
Not the same exact one. Yeah.
Also, Robo Minotaur was in the trailer, so it's fine. I feel like we could probably spoil anything that appeared in the trailer, but we're just gonna avoid it anyway. Or try to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I figured out that he was in it.
So then, King Sphinx does the wing wind ability where he makes them blow away. Now Kim gets blown all the way back to the juice bar, and also gets unmorphed. And lands right on the gymnastics balance beam. What, Power Rangers? Huh? Power Rangers?
Speaking of this little bit, we are on Kimberly, correct?
Yes.
While this is happening, Kimberly does not have her shoes on.
Oh, number 2 of Kimberly feet count.
Sorry, I had to freak that up.
Okay, we know the name of this episode now. It's Kimberly feet count.
I'm sorry, I had to. I didn't notice that initially, but that was listed on the errors, and I was like, okay, depending on what he brings up, I will bring that one up, but I'll probably
listed as an error that she's not wearing shoes.
Yeah,
why is that an error?
Because she had shoes on before she morphed at the fight.
Okay, that makes I suppose.
And then when she's blown back to the juice bar, she just doesn't have shoes on.
Well, that's number 2. Because remember how many times you see Kimberly's feet. We're gonna keep an active count.
This, a new Google Doc.
Oh my god, I wasn't gonna actually do it, but if you're gonna actually do it
now, and you're gonna help me keep track of it.
I'm not. No. Hold on, I'm writing down Megazord Radio episode 2. Kimberly feet count, so I remember. Should I put featuring that guy in the title?
Yes. Make
Okay.
people confused. Wait, we're on episode 4, correct?
Of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we're on
Yeah,
episode
that's
2
what I
of
was talking
Megazord
about.
Radio. Yes.
I know we're on episode 2 of our podcast, but I was meaning episode 4 of the show.
Of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, season 1. So anyway, Kim is on the balance beam, now shoeless. They took her shoes! The monsters! They took her shoes!
I would
How
be
dare
really
they?
mad if they took my shoes, honestly.
Like, listen, they blew me all the way back to the juice bar. I totally could have got caught. Secret identities. It's really great that nobody was looking at the balance beam either time that a person appeared on it spontaneously. Spoilers, it will happen one more time. Sorry about that. I wonder who it's going to be.
I wonder who it's going to be. It's probably going to be Jason.
Yeah, probably Jason. You know, the one that they're not trying to get rid of. It'll probably be him.
Yeah, they'll probably accidentally get rid of him, and
then Zach will fight King. That would have been cool, actually.
Yeah, like they're trying to get rid of Jason, but they accidentally are trying to keep Jason, but they accidentally get rid of Jason because the guy doesn't know who Jason is.
Who's Jason? The red one.
Jason?
Oh, fuck.
I blew away the red one. Fuck.
So, okay. So we cut back to the fight. Jason and Zach still fighting putties. Jason's like, what happened to Kim? And Zach's like, I don't know, but I'm gonna find out though. So Zach, first of all, Zach grabs a putty's head. Kind of shifts him a little bit, just kind of moves him to the side, and then throws him to the ground. He grabs his head and just kind of slowly moves him to the left a little bit, and then throws him to the ground. I love that shot. And then also, hey guys, where in the hell are Trini and Billy?
Yep.
What are they doing?
Yep.
And then Zach points over at Lunk and Babu, who are just sitting there watching in the audience, in the rafters, in the not rafters. That's not what rafters.
Nope,
are.
It's the rafters.
In the bleachers of the theater. And he's like,
Why
"Where's?"
are we in a?
Because G Ranger footage. This is a theater in the park, as Zordon described it.
Oh, amphitheater. Okay, it's an amphitheater.
Oh, amphitheaters. That's a term I don't know.
It's basically an outdoor theater created back when Rome was still a thing. Or no, it was originally created in Greece, but it was mostly used for politics initially, but then got converted into a generalized meeting area for people. And now they're just meant to put on plays in the park.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, that's weird.
So Zach points at Lunk and Babu and is like, "Where's Kim?" Then they just mock him and they're like, "We're not telling." And then Zach jumps up and punches Lunk. Now, is it weird? It feels weird to see the Power Rangers attack Lunk and Babu directly, right? Like that never happens.
No, it feels weird for them to.
It feels real weird when they actually attack Lunk and Babu. Jason's like, it wasn't them, it was the Sphinx, because he's also mortified that Zach punched Lunk and wants it to stop.
Yeah, weird headcanon.
Uh-huh.
Jason and Zach
are dating.
Yeah, very much
Hell
so.
Yeah, base.
Very much so.
Unfortunately, spoiler, Zach does obtain a love interest at some point, so I don't think that's true. Do you not remember Angela?
No.
Crow Royalty does not have good memories of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. He seems to not recall many things.
No, I don't. I have memories of my favorite episode, my other favorite episode, and a couple of episodes that I despise.
There is, in fact, a Zach love interest, and you will meet her at some point this season.
Well, I'm sticking with Jason was jealous.
Of course.
And after a while, that person is going to break it off with Zach, and then Zach is going to give with Jason. Canonically.
Okay. But Zach can't find the Sphinx. He's like, where is he? Then we cut to Rita, who just grumbles about how she wants to kill Jason, and that's it. That's all we get of Rita right now. They cut back to Rita for like a second a lot.
Yep.
Then we cut back to the fight. Sphinx uses his wing power again on Zack this time. Zack also lands right on the balance beam at the juice bar, right next to Kim, who's just sitting there, has not moved this whole time. And Kim and Zack just like look each other confusedly, and then Kim's like, "That was really weird." Then we cut back to the fight. Jason is like, "Bring my friends back," and Sphinx like, "No," because he's the bad guy. He's not gonna do that.
Just like, no.
No.
Nope.
So
sorry,
Sphinx...
that should be the actual episode title. It's just
no.
Lowercase.
Well, we have to save that for a really bad episode when we're just like when they say that a million times.
Bloom of Doom.
Bloom of Doom is just gonna be no.
It's just gonna be no.
No.
No, not doing that. I'm putting that down on the dock now.
King's. I'm sure we'll say something funnier in the Bloom of Doom episode.
Because I avidly hate it. I'm just gonna DM you that now.
I mean, first of all, we'll probably be talking about Bloom of Doom and also another episode, so we could maybe focus on that, and that will be a title. But anyway, we'll see what happens when the time strikes.
Maybe, unless it's a bad episode as well.
So we Sphinx has a weird cane staff weapon that shoots lasers. He shoots lasers at Jason. Jason dodges the lasers. We cut to the command center where Alpha's freaking out because Jason is in trouble. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it in Day in the Dumpster, but this is the second appearance of Alpha's little teddy bear. He's got a little teddy bear.
What?
Yeah, he had a teddy bear. He had it in Day of the Dumpster, and he had it in this episode.
I missed that entirely.
Yeah, when he's freaking out about Jason, he just has a little teddy bear in one of his hands.
Okay then.
Alpha is a little boy. He's just a little man. So that's cool. I like that Alpha has a little teddy bear. It's cute. So
that's probably the last time we see it too.
For some reason, right? So they do not leave the amphitheater until later, but right now they are still in the amphitheater. Why can't they contact Jason? What circumstances have been created where they're unable to contact Jason?
There are. Okay, so I thought about this earlier, like actually, and the way that I got to thinking about it was it has something to do with the magnetic frequency that the communicators give off. If they are isolated like they are with Jason like that, they can't really communicate with him because there's not enough.
Sure. Because that explanation is fine.
Because there's not enough frequency to go off of it.
That explanation is fine if one Power Ranger fighting a monster never calls the command center again, and I guarantee you they do. So
okay, but this is also in the early days of the communicators, right after they're built.
Okay, headcanon is they get upgraded after this. Okay,
they do obviously get upgraded, just like they got upgraded after Alpha destroyed the fucking computers.
Headcanon accepted. So we go back to the fight where Jason has the power sword. He's getting serious about this. He's getting serious. He's getting a little serious. They exchange blows for a while, and then they both jump up in the air, and Sphinx teleports them to a field.
No, okay. I thought it was a quarry.
It probably was a quarry. I just didn't. It's a field. Probably was a quarry. They stumble down a hill immediately. Then they get up and keep on fighting. The fight between King Sphinx and Jason kicks ass. And to Jason's credit, they're pretty evenly matched. So good on you, Jason, because usually it takes 5 Power Rangers to beat a monster, but he was doing pretty good on his own.
But then he does a failure.
So they start cheating, and then you see, I've never heard of this guy before, but my iPad seems to think that somebody named Gondar shoots at Jason. That's not what happens. Goldar shoots at Jason.
Who?
Gondar. Remember Gondar from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Is he related? Is he related to Chunk?
I think you meant lunk. I think you fucked it up.
No. I said it on purpose.
Okay, good.
That was the joke. It was like I fucked up. I don't even remember his actual name. God damn it.
Oh, Squat?
Yeah, I fucked up Squat's name initially, so I had to find a new way to fuck it up. So I'm like, is his name Chunk? Is he related to the man named Chunk?
Yeah, Gondar and Chunk.
Gondar, Chunk, and
Dabu.
Tattoo,
Chatu?
and Feinster, and Rhoda.
Zeta.
No, it's Rhoda.
Zeta and Red, as I accidentally said earlier.
Yeah.
So...
But we can't talk about Red yet.
Yeah, who knows? Red? Could be anything. Could be any
Red
name
could be
that ends
anything.
with Ed.
Yeah, it could be anything.
But anyway.
Could be Bill and Ted.
Good joke. Good job. You did it.
My brain lagged. Like my brain completely reset off of that joke for some reason. It's like it had it, then nope, you're resetting.
Nope, it's gone. So
it's like it's Bill and Ted, man.
Rita throws her magic wand. Oh, no. Goldar shoots at Jason. They start cheating. But Goldar shooting at Jason actually has zero bearing on the fight. Jason dodges it. And then he actually starts gaining the upper hand against Sphinx at that moment. But then Rita throws her magic wand and makes Goldar and Sphinx grow. And then they start evil giant stomping at Jason.
Make my monster grow.
Make my monster grow. She doesn't start saying that every episode until later. She hasn't said that lately. But they evil stomp at Jason. Jason's like, this is too much. I wish I had my friends here to help me. Because, the moral. Sphinx slams his big staff down at Jason. We cut to Rita for 1 calendar second to do an evil laugh. Then,
are we
finally,
at the annoying
mercifully, we cut to Billy's lab. Where Billy and Trini are just there, just hanging out. And then Zach and Kim run in.
I want to talk about the not.
Shut up. So Zach and Kim are running in. They start yelling about what happened. So why are they here? Why weren't they in the fight to begin with? Now, I'm not a Riely shipper, okay?
I'm not either.
I'm actually a weirdo who ships Billy and Aisha. They actually were super into each other. Telling you it's real. You'll see in season 3. We'll get there. Now, Crow, with that all being said, Billy and Trini were totally making out here alone in Billy's
No,
life, right?
they weren't making out. They were fucking.
Well, I didn't want to go quite that far. They're teenagers. Maybe they don't go quite that far.
That's even more reason for them to be fucking, man.
Well, wholesome teenagers like that. They're good Christian children. They're not Christian. I know. You like it when I say Christian.
So, Riely.
They're good pure boys.
Riely.
And yes.
It's the pure ones that get the kinkiest.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they're into soaking. Oh my god. Why did I say that? I hate the concept of soaking so much. It's the grossest thing.
That's on you, man. I wasn't even gonna bring that up. That was you entirely.
Yeah, they were either making out or doing more than that, I think, in this lab. So that's what's going on. They just the communicator went off and they were like, the 5 more minutes, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, nah, I'm not done here. And then just kept going and going and going. And then they finally got their clothes back on right before the others walked in.
Yeah, they definitely had just put their clothes back on that very second. So Zach and Kim are like, Rita has Jason! And then they're like, oh no! So Trini tries to call Jason. She can't get through. And Kim's like, we gotta go to the command center right now. So they all go to the command center. And then at the command center, Zordon tells Alpha 2, and I quote, adjust the morphing grid to find Jason on the viewing globe. Just adjust it. Just shift it around a little bit, that morphing grid.
Hey, Riely.
Yeah?
I'm gonna adjust your morphing grid.
Hey, ba-da-ba-da! It's midnight, so Crow's jokes suck!
Sorry, I'm really tired.
I get it. I understand. We're almost there.
We're almost done, but the final stretch, these jokes are gonna suck.
It's okay. We'll get through it together.
At least I'm not referencing the special that shall not be named.
So, well, you can say the name of it, but just don't talk about it.
I'm just waiting so I can bring up the error that showed up in this episode, but we haven't gotten to it yet.
We've not gotten there yet. So that they go to the command center. Alpha adjusts the morphing grid to get Jason on the viewing globe. And then they find him. They see Giant Sphinx and Goldar stomping at him and attacking him and shit. Trini's like, this seems hopeless. What is going on right now? And then Zordon's like, well, Trini, it would be if we didn't have your power crystals.
So pause. Problem number 1.
Sure.
What the fuck?
Problem number 2. What the fuck?
Problem number 2. This is my problem with Dino Seasons. Every single fucking one of them, except for Ryu Soldier. And even then, that's a stretch. Have some connection to crystals when they are adapted to Power Rangers. I get it.
I like it.
We don't need that
every
fucking time. No, we don't.
Gem make dinosaur. That's just how Power Rangers work.
That's dumb.
But anyway.
That's like Shuriken make ninja.
So the power, well, I would assume if Power Rangers had shurikens, they would be ninjas. I don't think non-ninja Power Rangers would have shurikens.
You want to know who could technically also have shurikens?
Who?
Samurai.
True.
You want to know who else could have katana?
Samurai.
Samurais.
But anyway.
You want to know who else can have guns?
Samurai.
Literally every fucking body else.
But anyway. So
that's some ninja history for you, man. Ninjas used guns.
There you go. So I guess the crystals act as ranger locators, but not real. So they explain it like they're locators. But then when they actually describe the process, that is not what they're saying. So I
thought they were just like power-ups. I zoned out on what they were saying that they did.
So the first thing they said was basically they were implying that the crystals would find Jason. Like the crystals would like track another ranger. Like that was a function that the crystals had. But then immediately they start explaining something else entirely. And that is that the power crystals, they're going to send them to Jason. And that will somehow allow the Power Rangers to go to Jason also.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. That's their powers, but
But if you can teleport the crystals to Jason...
No, because they had to adjust the morphing grid, remember?
True, they did have to adjust the morphing grid. That's true.
The joke is so bad, but
no, that was a good one. Don't say the one good joke you made was bad.
No, the adjusting the morphing grid bad.
It is bad that they did quote adjust the morphing grid.
Adjusting the morphing grid joke is bad that they did.
Well, that wasn't a joke, bro. All right,
I don't know what's a joke anymore.
This is an intervention. We're at an This is an intervention now. You seem to think a lot of things are jokes that are just not.
My brain is shutting down.
Not even just now though. This is a common problem where you will just make a statement that is not humorous in any way. And I will take it at face value and like say something about it, and then you'll be like, "I was joking, bro." What's the joke, bro? I don't get it.
That I'm an idiot?
You just like, you lie to me, and then I respond to the lie, and you're like, it was a joke.
Well, yeah, that is a common thing.
But anyway, enough about... And then last episode, I did this to Crow, and then I immediately felt bad about it, apologized to him twice, and now I'm shitting on him again.
I don't care. It's midnight. We're both tired as shit.
Understandable. I'm not tired at all because I drank a ghost energy drink and it works too well, and I'm probably going to be up for 3 more hours.
Okay.
I
are
should
we
probably
to
start trying to
Jason
make
with the
it through
crystals
these
yet?
without energy drinks. No, we are not.
Okay, I will shut up then.
Okay, so Jason is in peril, and they're going to send the crystals to Jason, which will make it so the other Power Rangers can get to him. So they send them over. Then we cut to Jason, and things are not looking good. But then some lightning comes out of his sword, and then Jason's like, yeah! And then he just starts running toward where the lightning was.
And I want to talk about this. He somehow knows what the power crystals are, despite not having been told by Zordon or literally anyone that they exist.
They use the power crystals to make the Megazord, which they've already done.
They didn't have the power crystals in the first Megazord combinations.
They didn't?
No.
I feel like you're wrong. I feel
No,
like
they just used the coins.
I feel like they do power up their crystals in.
No, not really.
Are you sure?
I am sure it's.
Are you sure this is the first appearance of the power crystals?
I am sure.
Okay. Well, I believe you, I guess, but I could have sworn. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to Power Rangers and its proceedings that I just assumed that they powered up their crystals the day of the dumpster.
Well, Day of the Dumpster might have been an error, but the next 2 episodes they definitely didn't. And this is the first time that they're being mentioned by name.
Okay. So yeah, Jason runs at them. The Goldar shoots laser eyes at Jason as he's running. He does find the crystals under some rocks. He's like, I know what these are, the crystals, of course. I just accidentally quoted Neo Cortex from Crash Bandicoot. I just realized. The crystal.
Why did I recognize the quote, but not where it was from?
So, Jason gets them crystals. And then that happens. He gets them crystals. And then King Sphinx shoots a laser at Jason, and he falls down a hill. Then he gets up. He throws the crystals, and the crystals summon the Power Rangers. So, here they are now. Jason's like, yeah, teamwork, epic, super cool. And then they call the Zords. Then they board the Zords, of course. They form Megazord tank mode, and then they started blasting. It seemed like the blasting was going pretty well, but then Sphinx and Goldar start counter blasting. That's not a good thing. That's no bueno. Then they cut to Rita again just for her to laugh evilly. And then immediately Megazord man mode time. Megazord starts fighting Sphinx and Goldar. Goldar gets some pretty damn good hits in. And to maneuver around Goldar, they switch to tank mode and just like crash into his legs, I guess, and knock him over.
Pause real quick. Pause real quick. I have another error I need to read off.
Okay,
because it's a very, very interesting error that I think you will find way funnier than it probably is. Okay?
Yep.
So during this fight, in an overhead shot, we can see the Dragon Caesar symbol on the control panel in front of Jason.
Foreshadowing. Ooh.
I'm not gonna say it's Power Ranger's name, but yeah.
Maybe some kind of Zord, perhaps dragon in origin.
Serpent, nah, totally a serpent, man.
Yeah, it's a serpent Zord. You know, the iconic serpent Zord from Power Rangers.
Iconic serpent Zord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers season 1.
Yep.
But as the Megazord cockpit shows the Dragon Caesar symbol, and then
was there another one you wanted to read, or
there was another one? There was another one in the notes section. It says the overhead shot of the Megazord cockpit shows a green power crystal, an icon of the blank at the terminals.
Something that doesn't exist? I don't think Tommy ever has a power crystal.
No. I'm reading it off of the notes. It says, this is because the original footage from Zyu Ranger depicted a shot of Goryujin battle mode that mecha's cockpit instead of Daizujin cockpit. That makes sense?
Yes, I gotcha.
It's because there was an error in the Megazord fight footage.
Wait, that's really strange because I thought they didn't have the Green Ranger footage until much later. Because the story that I've heard is, maybe it was like an editing thing after, but the story I've heard is that literally, I guess this is like spoilers, but it's not really. So, hey, G-Ranger, guess what? Has a 6th Power Ranger. And they got their footage in batches, and then suddenly they got the footage with the Green Ranger in it, and they were like, wait, there's a 6th one? Oh, fuck.
That sounds like what I would have done, honestly. It's like...
that's actually the origin of Tommy's name, is because they were in a rush, and they did not know there was going to be a 6th Power Ranger. So like, oh shit, we gotta name him. And one of the producers was named Tony Oliver. So they were just like, Tony Oliver, Tommy Oliver.
And this has given us the most iconic name in Power Rangers history.
Exactly, of course. We'll get to Tommy Oliver in like 6 episodes or something.
6 podcast episodes, not IRL
well,
episodes.
yeah, that's what I meant. So
I was just clarifying for those at home.
Am I allowed to continue now?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
done.
I was not sassing you, by the way. I was legitimately asking you that question out of courtesy.
I know. I don't have any more for that section. The next one, I probably missed my chance to bring it up.
I mean, you could bring it up anyway right now.
So King Sphinx, during his like human fight scene, like the one where he's fighting the Rangers, his chair from the corresponding Zoo Ranger episode can be seen for like 2 seconds. Like, I noticed the chair. I didn't recognize what it was from, but I noticed the chair, and I'm like, okay, why is there a chair there?
What's the chair doing? What that chair doing?
What the chair doing?
But anyway, so
okay, now
they do the tank mode thing to maneuver around Goldar. He falls down. Then they immediately go back in man mode. Then Megazord does a head laser, which was pretty fucking raw. He does it at Goldar and Sphinx. And then the Rangers are like, yeah, we hit him. That's pretty sick. And then Sphinx jumps in for an attack, but the Rangers kick his ass. They take him down pretty handily. There's more fighting. Fight. Sphinx does his wing ability, which starts pushing the Megazord back, but then they're like, okay, time to call the Power Sword, and then they kill Sphinx. He's dead. And then they're gonna kill Goldar too, and then Goldar runs away, because Goldar. And the Megazord just stands triumphantly. It's like, yeah, we did it. They actually don't do it, yeah, we did it. We just see the Megazord, and it's like, yes, I have defeated the enemy. Then we cut to Rita. She's just yelling and being mad. We get it. She lost. Then we cut to the juice bar, where Jason is once again, maybe the same day again.
It is always the same day. Jason never changes days. He's always on the same day.
He's always on the same grind set, that Jason. So he's over 1,000 again. This time, all 4 other Rangers are there watching him. And instead of Ernie spotting him with his shitty sandwich, Trini is spotting him this time. They all cheer for him.
Trini's counting, no offense.
What'd you say?
I don't trust Trini counting, no offense.
Why?
I feel like she's gonna intentionally fuck it up just to mess with Jason.
Fuck with Jason. Fair enough.
That's
and
something I would
Jason does the thing, and everybody cheers. Jason says the teamwork thing. 1,010. The record is 1,009, so he has to get 1,010. He gets there.
No, he should have gone even farther, because we know he can go farther than that.
Even further beyond.
It's over 9,000.
So then Ernie comes in. He got a cake to celebrate. The cake says "Happy Birthday, Mom" because it was last minute, which I like. I like that a lot. That's a good joke.
That was a very good joke.
Speaking of the good jokes, and speaking of the opposite of good jokes, hey guys, Hey Crow, what's gonna happen to the cake? Could you possibly guess what is going to occur with this cake?
Bulk and Skull.
Oh, hey, Bulk and Skull are here. I wonder what they're doing here. I wonder what's gonna happen.
Oh my god, no. Do not read the rest of that. I know what you're gonna say happens. I called it. I'm going to bed now.
Shut up. Hey, what's gonna happen, folks? Bulk's mad.
This.
Bulk's mad about his record. He swears to get it back. He calls Jason a muscle brain. Skull says, "Yeah, muscle brain," and Bulk gets mad at him because even he's sick of that bit at this point.
I was sick of the bit before it was said.
Then the Rangers are like, hey guys, like, calm down, just chill, have some cake. And then Bulk's like, definitely, I want some of that cake. And then he starts walking towards the cake. What's gonna happen, folks? He gets the cake in his face. He falls into the cake. He gets gooped by the cake. It's so unfortunate that the gooping gets very old in season 1. It happens literally every episode. And even beyond season 1, it is whenever a cake appears in Power Rangers under any context, it is 100% likely that it will end up in Bulk's face.
It's more than 100% likely. It is 199.9% likely.
There's the only reason they obtain a cake for Power Rangers is for Bulk to be gooped by it.
Exactly. Because Bulk is the gooper.
That's not a good nickname. I don't like that for him.
I don't either. But I said it.
Skull laughs at Bulk. Bulk shoves some cake in Bulk's face. Bulk shoves cake in his own face. He shoves cake in Skull's face.
No, he shoves it in his own face.
Yeah, of course. And then the Rangers laugh. Bum. That's the end. So final thoughts?
I didn't like this episode particularly either.
This one was just kind of like, this is middling. Like, this is just...
It's better than the last episode, for sure.
This episode is one of the episodes of all time.
It's one of the episodes, yep.
I love that phrase so much.
Well, it's one of the chapters of all time. I'll put it that way.
No, but I really do. That's one of my favorite things to say. It's just like when something's mediocre. Like, yeah, that was one of the movies of all time.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, it was just like, this is an episode of Power Rangers. Like, you put it on, it's Power Rangers, it's good, but it's nothing special. That being said, let's talk about our favorite character and favorite scene, which I almost forgot and went to rank it immediately.
I would rather rank it beforehand, honestly.
Well, we rank it after. That's how it's happened. That's how the sacred text is written. Crow, who's your favorite
character? I'm just saying. This episode is kind of bad.
But who's your favorite character, though?
Lunk.
Really? Lunk?
Just because Lunk is there, and I don't like any of the characters this episode, no offense.
Not even Zach for punching Lunk?
Okay, yes, I forgot about Zach punching Lunk. But yeah, Zach for punching Lunk specifically.
Hey, we did it! Our first repeat favorite character. You gave it to Zach twice for the first time ever.
And it's like on the same episode too.
No, because the last time you gave it to Zach.
Last episode was Alpha. Last episode was Alpha. What was that?
The other time you gave it to Zach was Day of the Dumpster.
Wait, yeah. Because Zach is good.
I gave it to Jason on Day of the Dumpster. A pressing engagement, on the other hand, I'm gonna go ahead and give this. All right. Let me analyze here. There's a couple options. King Sphinx is a real rad monster and would not be a bad first monster of the week.
I'm like, is it the monster of the week? Is it Lunk? Is it Zach? Is it Alpha again? Because
it's not Alpha again, even though he has his cute little teddy bear. That's not enough.
I almost made it Alpha again. I'm not even lying.
So it's either King Sphinx or it's Jason. And I feel almost obligated to give it to Jason because he is a fucking trooper. This man lifting this bench press like nobody's business. But he does get a little bit too pouty, maybe, about the record. And how he's not going to get it. Maybe he doesn't get a lot of points for those interactions. Maybe it's Zach for his rad skateboard stunts.
That and his apologies.
and his apologies, and that he punched Lunk, which actually I don't like. It freaks me out when Lunk gets attacked.
Well, yeah, I agree, and that's why I was kind of initially like, yeah, no.
You know what? This is a weird pull. I'm gonna give it to Rita this time.
What?
There's just listen. She was not in much of the episode, but
I'm saving my
sometimes the best characters are the ones who are only in it for a little bit. Alpha was only in like 3 minutes of the last episode that we gave him.
Lunk was in 2.
And well, you gave it to Zach eventually, so we don't have to talk about Lunk.
But I did initially try and give it a Lunk because I was like, you know what, it's Lunk because I like Lunk, and he was in this episode.
Rita was just on point this episode. She's always a pleasure to watch, just perform. But in this episode in particular, she had the moment where Lunk and Babu were like, "Let me help," and she was like, "No, shut up." And then there was also the moment where she just like roasts Finster. I like that a lot. Was that last episode actually? No, that was this episode. And I just like that. I like Rita this time. And with that being said, this is stupid. I'm gonna give it to King Sphinx. Actually, I've realized my own mistakes. I'm sorry for misleading you, our audience. I am gonna give it to King Sphinx. He's a dope ass monster of the week. He did also have one of the best jokes in the episode, which we did not laugh enough about it when we talked about it, because it is the funniest thing that happened when Kim's like, you know, it seems like the bad guys are after something. And then Sphinx is like, we are! And then fucking gets her. I like that a lot. And Sphinx does a lot of cool fighting this episode. I think, as much as I kind of wanted to reach and give it to Rita, I'll save my Ritas for when she does more. And I will go ahead and give it to King Sphinx.
Okay.
And now we gotta talk about our favorite scene. I almost forgot again that we have to do that before we rank it. My favorite scene was the fight between Jason and King Sphinx. It was very good. It kicked ass.
My answer should be obvious.
They were great. Well, tell us anyway.
Lunk getting punched in the face.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty funny.
Like, I can't even lie. That is the best scene. And that was why I was going to give it to Lunk anyway, was him taking a hit to the face.
Listen, I don't want to influence your favorite character. If you want to change it to Lunk, then I'm
keeping it Lunk because he tanked that hit.
So take it back. No repeat best yet.
Yeah. No repeat, but his second best in this episode is Zach for giving the hit.
Pretty good. But now we got to rank it. And
third.
It's number 3. It's better than Teamwork. It's worse than High Five for sure.
Yeah, it is third. I'm not even
coming
lying.
in at the new number 3, Pressing Engagement.
Pressing Engagement. I like this episode, but I like High Five better. I honestly, High Five is my favorite episode so far, but I will concede to Riely keeping it at number 2.
I know the Day of the Dumpster and High Five are going to stay very high. Teamwork and a Pressing Engagement are not. They're not as good for sure.
Yeah, a Pressing Engagement can go as low as it wants, but Teamwork is bottom.
Day of the Dumpster and High Five are probably going to stay at least top 15, if not top 10. So
at least until season 2.
Well, we're ranking,
if not farther
separately. We're ranking.
I thought we were ranking
separately.
I thought we were ranking all of Mighty Morphin together.
No, we're gonna do separate season rankings. So.
Oh, okay, then never mind. And then we will have a favorite episode out of every season. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we will rank those at the end of the show.
Sure, why not? We could do that.
I think that might have been me missing.
I mean, we are going to rank the seasons, so I think that'll just come up naturally.
I was thinking we were going to rank the favorite episodes from each season.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying that since we are going to rank these seasons against each other anyway, that would naturally come up and not need to be a separate conversation.
Also, this one felt way shorter than the other one, honestly.
It definitely did. That is true. Also, we did make it through in 2 hours because we did We made it through the episodes in 2 hours because we did do an hour on Once and Always, and we are 3 hours again. But we did do the show in 2 hours. We made good time, not counting the little review we did at the beginning. So good. So maybe next time when there's not a Once and Always that comes out, we'll have a reasonable length.
Well, that depends on if I. Never mind. I'm not going to say that because that would impact this. I was going to say that depends on if I watch the King Oger episode that day, but then I'm like, nah, I don't watch King Oger on Wednesdays. I watch it on Sundays.
Why did you just send me pictures of Ashley?
Because I
Power Rangers in space.
I meant to send that to somebody else.
But anyway, gamers, thank you all for listening to Megazord Radio. Next week, you could join us for Food Fight. I know there's another episode. I don't know which one that is.
But one for food fight is just no.
Well, listen, no, we're not allowed to talk about a food fight until next episode. I have things to say about food fight.
I think we all do.
What is episode 5? Let's see. Let's learn together. Episode 5.
I'm gonna be reading off food fights things next episode.
Different Drum and also Food Fight are the two.
Okay, so these will be our number 5 and number 6 respectively.
On the ranking, you mean?
On the ranking, I can almost guarantee it.
All I'm gonna say, and we're not gonna elaborate on this any further, because we need to have this conversation on the real episode where it's relevant. But Crow, fuck you.
I don't like
Food all
Fight.
I'll say.
If I remember Food Fight right, I don't like Food Fight.
Well, hopefully you remember it wrong, because if you do remember it right,
I hope I remember it wrong.
You are wrong.
if I remember it the right way, then I'm. Oh wait, never mind. That was a Turbo episode.
Wait, what's a Turbo episode? Oh, you thought a Turbo episode was Food Fight?
Yeah, I did for a second. I'm like, wait.
Did you think that Food Fight was?
I thought it was the one where they got put into. Huh?
Did you think the Food Fight was the pizza episode?
Yeah, I did for a minute. And I'm
you
like,
don't like the pizza episode?
I like the Car Ranger pizza episode. That's the problem with that. Is like the Car Ranger pizza episode got to me too much. So I'm not a fan of the Power Rangers one as much as I should be.
That's fair. We'll get to the pizza episode in about 3 calendar years. So
I will have time to grow onto the pizza episode. Anyway.
Thank you all for listening. We're done. It's over. Crow, tell them where they can find you.
I have a Twitter. That's all you're getting. Crow Royalty something.
It's just Crow Royalty.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is just Crow Royalty. Okay, I couldn't remember if I put numbers at the end of it or not.
Well, there you go, folks.
I'm not sharing my Discord or like any of my other stuff because y'all don't need to find me there. Just tag me on Twitter.
Why can't they find you on Discord? I'm pretty sure you gave your Discord tag last time.
I did not give the numbers. Plus, I doubt anybody will be able to put in the fancy owls.
Also, why don't you want our fans to talk to you on Discord? I mean,
I was gonna make a community
Discord.
Unless you were creating a Megazord Radio Discord specifically.
Yeah, that's gonna happen eventually.
Okay, then that is fine. They can go to us there. But
as for me, guys,
don't DM me on Discord.
Guys,
I have enough DMs as is.
Guys, listen. I finally did it. Isa came. No longer is the Riely podcast mega feed the place where you find my links, because that's dumb. It's dumb that I made a podcast feed my primary location of existence. And if you go
Your
to
primary is Twitter.
It's no. Well, Twitter is where you're going to be able to find the link in a convenient place. But I did make a link tree. I finally did it. I finally made a link tree. If you go to linktr.ee/rielycinematicuniverse, it's got all my links. That's Riely, because my name is spelled weird. Riely Cinematic Universe, because somebody took just Riely, because they're monsters. So it's Linktree, Riely Cinematic Universe. And there will be a pinned tweet once I remember to make a pinned tweet. where it is. It is the linked website in my Twitter bio, so it is conveniently available on my Twitter. But I'll do a pinned tweet too, just because that's what everybody does. Yeah, check it out. All my stuff.
On another topic, for those of you who are Power Rangers and Sentai fans, go watch King Oger. It's fucking great.
That was a very random assertion. That
I just started looking at my profile picture and I'm like,
King Oger?
Good.
good show.
Good show. Go watch it. It's great.
I have not seen it.
I'm trying to make him watch it. Everyone comment if I should actually go through with making him watch it entirely.
You say this as if you have any sort of power over me.
The comments do, though.
You know, I do want to give the people what they want, of course.
So if the people
if you want an Issue Crew movie reviews episode about King Oger with Crow Royalty as the guest, then
I will gladly do that.
Please let us know.
I would do that without having the comments there, honestly. Like just doing the first episode of King Oger on a podcast.
No. Issue Crew Movie Reviews is also a show where we review TV seasons. It's just that it would be
we'd be waiting a while because King Oger is the newest season. It is currently airing.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. We'd have to wait a while. But if you did make me watch the whole thing, we would have.
Oh yeah, I'm totally hoping to.
But
anyway,
yeah, gamers, thanks for listening.
We're morphing out of
here. How are we gonna do it? We gotta figure out how to do the morphin time, right? I guess we just gotta count down.
No, we are morphing out of here.
Are you capable of counting in your head in a reasonable rhythm? Can you count 3 seconds in your head? So we'll do it in 3 seconds. We won't say it out loud because we want to say 3, 2, 1 every time. So thanks for listening, everybody. We're morphing out of here.
Tyrannosaurus.
God damn it, Crow! That's not what you're supposed to say, first of all. And second of all, that was more than 3 seconds.
You didn't say it either, though.
Because I'm bad at counting, so I was waiting to hear you start, hear a sound from you, and then I was going to go.
I went 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
Maybe I'm probably just bad
Tyrannosaurus.
Well, first of all, you're not supposed to say Tyrannosaurus. I'm getting real tired of your sass, boy.
Sorry, I had to.
I'm doing it. At this point, this is all staying in. This is all behind the baseball. You get it for free, just because we like you. And I'm just gonna do the count out loud now because we fucked it up so bad that who cares? So 3, 2, 1. It's morphin' time.